First of all, congratulations to Everton -10. So much winning. Everton -10 is a legend. That football knowledge is really unparalleled. So I want to just give you your respect, first of all, and say, I think if we can count out of the 88 quizzes that we've played, I think maybe we've played maybe about 50 or so, 50 something Kahoot quizzes. Sometimes Daz Reynolds, we play like bingo, it's not always Kahoot, sometimes we play this Jeopardy style quiz, but Everton -10 has just been constantly winning, and they've never come up to give their acceptance speech. So Everton -10, it's my dream that one day you just go ahead and click on the link. You don't even have to show your face. You can just be like, my name is Everton -10, and I can spell Ruud van Nistelrooy correctly. I'm starting to feel like you're Dutch. The way that you got that answer, like the spelling spot on. So my gut feeling is that you're Dutch or have very good knowledge of like how to spell Van Nistelrooy, because that was a tough question. I keep on getting that spelling wrong. But anyway, big up yourself. Big up to everybody that's joining in from the previous stream. I appreciate you. And I really want to know, like Stephanie, I want to know who Everton -10 is. And the day Everton -10 calls in, Stephanie promises to call in. Anyway, let's start this show. It's Friday. I need to get a drink refill. I shared the link in the chat. If anybody that wants to join in, please pull up and let's chat. It's unscripted. We'll go wherever the conversation flows, but definitely we have to talk about Man United versus Leicester City and whatever and anything else that comes along the way.
Football Power Hour. Winning it again for Manchester United.
Daz Reynolds, thank you for clarifying. I didn't want to get your, pronouns wrong, so I appreciate you for clarifying that you're a man. Appreciate you. After last week's, perhaps it should be scripted, says Brush. Last week was chaos. I promise I'm not Everton -10. Like, I can't get the question. Like, even if I participated in a quiz I put together, I would get some questions wrong, I promise. Like, it's just how it is, Hey, big up. Oh gosh. Bath time. The link is in the chat if you want to join in as well. Big up Doctor for being here. Brush, anybody, Mitch, anybody that's in the chat that wants to come join in the chaos. Let's talk about it. Oh, wow. So much going on. I don't even know where to start, Doctor. I don't. Do you know that the Faz thing, right? Since somebody, Benidred, told me in the chat that Faz is angry at me and is calling me out. Do you know that he made Talk Sport? Like, they were talking about him.
Yeah, but I'm over it.
Troy,
honestly, I'm over it.
Okay.
It's not that deep. It's not that serious.
Right? It's just blown out. Is it because there's no news? What's going on?
I'm over it. Like, yeah, he did it. His tone was wrong. He said something, and I don't even know why he's talking about it.
Yeah,
and I don't. The thing is, I don't even want. At this point, I'm like, I don't want to say stuff. I'm that kind of person. I don't want to cause any issues. So I'm like, you know what? I'm over it. Let it just sleep. Let it just,
Yeah.
It's not. The easiest way to shut this down is to come out and say, look, I'm sorry if you are offended, yada yada yada,
and then we move
because he's gonna be there on Sunday anyway.
Hell yeah, he's a season ticket holder.
Yeah, so what is he gonna do? Go and make stuff worse? And
I want to hear also, welcome Bath Time to the chat. Big up Bath Time.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Bath Time and Bali Tech. Thank you for joining. I want to start with you, Bath Time, and ask this question. Are fans entitled to say anything they want to say to players, especially if you're a season ticket holder, especially if you like show up 3 hours before kickoff, 4 hours before kickoff sometimes? I'm just curious how where you stand on this. I haven't talked to you about it, Bath Time, so please share your
I mean, all right. So coming from the United Kingdom, we have a sort of like cultural things like Prime Minister's question time, where you're allowed to go and speak to people in power. It used to be twice a week; it's now once a week. And I think that not only is it easy, it's really fun to boo multimillionaires in a sort of pantomime style. However, like I think what Faz did, I don't think you can argue there's anything particularly morally wrong with it. I just think it's a little bit weird to go and do something like that when you think about Arsenal fan TV and that little Thai guy that runs about who's a bit too much.
We
Okay.
love
He would
Thai.
never speak to a player like that. And I do think it's a little bit disrespectful. I don't think it's like the end of the world, but I think it's two things. One is I think it's a little bit weird, but the second thing is I think it's the tip of the iceberg about how fans react to content creators, and they have like different motives, as it were. But I think it's not. I don't think it's really worth getting too worked up about. It's someone just being a dick in a moment, and we've all done that. I mean, I'm going to do that regularly tonight, so I wouldn't worry too much about it, to be honest.
Oh my God! Thank you for the purpose.
Rochi.
Bali, go ahead, bro. Congratulations, Bali, on your, like you were in top 5 for a while and then you dropped out, but congrats.
Nah, do you know what happened? Yeah, there's a couple of occasions where you were reading out the question, and as I was listening to it, time was up. So I thought, what's going on there?
Huh.
And then there was another time where I was in 5th place.
Yeah.
I got a question right. And I got the next 2 questions right. And on the previous question before that, I was in 5th. And then I got another question right. And then I was in 6th. And I was like, how did this work? We both got the same question right.
It's
Like,
rigged.
the game's moving mad.
You gotta be quick with your answer. That's how Kahoot works,
Oh, so if someone answers it, so if we both get the question right, and I answer it a fraction later than someone, then they get more points than me.
They get slightly more points.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. Yeah.
What is happening? I left you in like the last.
That's highway robbery.
Yeah. I mean, it's just otherwise it's about efficiency as well.
So that means you shouldn't drink then.
Drink, but like still be quick with your reactions. That's all.
What's going on?
Yeah, is that the whole point of drinking?
I left
To be running up and down like you've taken something.
I left you in the last quarter of the quiz. You're still getting charged. Why?
No. I was just asking Buddy Tech about his Kahoot quiz experience because I don't want to dwell on the fast conversation too much. I asked Bath Time because I hadn't talked to Bath Time about it. So so that's what's going on. You're just walking into a stream post happy hour, hangout.
Nah, you don't want me to say something mad. That's why, but it's cool.
No. I don't want to just talk fast all Friday,
Nah, I weren't gonna say anything mad anyway.
No, okay. Give your 30-second take on it, Bali Tech. What?
Faz is just doing fast things, isn't it? It's simple.
I like that. Mic drop and then leave it right there. Because at the end of the day, we've seen Faz versus Rashford when he was still at United Stand. We've seen Faz versus is it
Dalot?
Dalot.
Can I get 2 minutes on it?
Yeah, Ronald. Go ahead, bro.
See, the thing with Faz is I've known Faz for about 3.5 years at this point, right? I know you from that channel as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know what Faz does. A lot of people were saying that he did that for clips and he did that for clout. It was not him who actually posted that video. someone else clipped that video from that stream who was live or watching live and posted online. If he hadn't done that, do you think anyone's going to sit through a 4.5, 5 hour stream without skipping? Because that
Stephanie
19
Griffiths.
second was so. I'm sorry, Darius?
Stephanie Griffiths.
At least Stephanie.
Do not do that. She's just a good, lovely supporter.
I'm getting
Yeah,
a
get out
light
of here.
sin bin for that one.
Darius.
I Sid minute.
Sit the bench like Maguire now.
Big up Stephanie. Don't listen to that.
Big up
Right?
to
No,
Stephanie.
my
Evil guy.
Nah.
But here's the thing, Bots. Like I told him as well, straight up, that the tonality of it and the delivery of the message was, in my opinion, a little wrong. I'll take an example. Yes, there are two people who deliver Amazon deliveries at your home. One comes in a pristine shape, the other one comes half broken. Both of them got delivered, but one delivered it the right way and the other did not. So your message was right, but the delivery of it was kind of wrong. So
Yeah.
Exactly,
So
Ronald. Exactly.
So I just feel like if it was positioned in a different way, I understand you want to tell him, but the same way you told Delo, just maybe start with big up to you, how you did with him, right?
Yeah.
The message was still the same, but you first bigged him up, and then you gave him the criticism, then you left it with a compliment as well. Maybe try doing that. A person who is the age, Delo is a lot older than Garnacho. Let's be honest, right? Delo is a lot older than him.
Yeah.
So Delo knows how to handle situations. Garnacho is very impulsive, just like you, very trigger happy. You are with the send bin button. He is with his words, because that's the age he is in right now.
Yeah.
So if he did not even say something mad, I'll be honest. I when I heard that, I thought, okay, that's a good joke. Because I love banter, right? And people thinking that, oh, his performance depleted because of what Faz. Well, here's the thing.
It didn't.
We remember the time when Ronaldo used to play.
Yes.
And he used to score a goal and then go to the goalkeeper's net, look at the fans in their eyes, and then ask them to shush.
Ronaldo versus Celtic. First half stinker, came back, second half scores 4 goals. Juve Ronaldo versus Atletico Madrid. They said, oh, you are washed, you're finished. And you know what he did? He said at the post-match press conference, he said, okay, I'm finished. Watch out. Second leg, I'm coming for you guys. And what he did,
the thing is, Garnacho handled it well. I'll be honest.
No, Garnacho should handle it on the pitch, not by responding.
But he's young. He's still 19.
His reply is also, his reply is valid, okay?
Sure.
Please keep your composure. His reply is valid. There was nothing stupid, nothing mad. Garnacho did not go out of the way. I am saying from Faz's point of view, to approach it differently. You're approaching a young G. He's not a nephew, but he's a young G, right? So just be careful. Do not attack, because the guy's going to defend himself in any capacity. And there are other people, kids, everything. So it's absolutely fine. Is anything going to happen towards Faz? No, I don't think so. But I know him. He is, and just for everyone to be clear, the guy is not hating on Garnacho. He is not coming from that side of the world. Because Faz is also the same guy who was actually fighting with his veins in his neck out, saying Garnacho deserves the number 7.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what about there's another guy who was criticizing Rashford. Is it the guy on United Forever TV?
Everything he has. I don't know who you're talking about.
Which
but
one?
I think he does United Forever TV.
I know exactly who you're talking about. His name, Adam. His name is Adam. I haven't seen that one.
He basically,
Mr. Matic.
He basically criticized Rashford because all the players greeted him on the way out, and Rashford sort of just walked past with his head down. Then he was like, Manchester lad, you would think he gets it, but he doesn't get it.
So no, apparently Rashford doesn't say hi to anybody. MKG said it.
There could be reasons for that.
Anybody.
But you have to
he
really
probably doesn't because everyone criticizes him and he don't like it because he's a bit fragile.
But no, it's not about being fragile, bro. It's just simple. It's human. Why do people forget? Just because they play for a club doesn't mean they're not humans as well. If Bots is walking on the street and 10 people come up to him and tell, you're all over the place on your streams, and Bot sees them one week next, is he going to ask for feedback? He's just going to pass through them, bro. He's going to be like, no, move. I don't need your energy in my life.
There are
I'm
people
good.
that are hired to give me feedback. Like I don't need to be like as a player.
Exactly my point.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you need to approach everything in a certain way. Yes, your opinion was valid because everyone in the fan base thinks what you just said. So
Yeah.
I do not at any point disagree with what Faz said, but I told him how you delivered it could be different, but that's just it.
Yeah.
It wasn't supposed to be this big of a thing. Bro, the man was on BBC 2 weeks ago, and now TalkSport is saying he's a heckler. Are you mad?
No, the reason why I said he's fragile is because he hires too much PR. He does too much PR.
But Bally, he's at a
PR is
position where he
necessary.
needs to do that.
Let's hear Doctor.
Go on.
What were you saying?
Number one, I agree with. I think my whole point with the whole fast thing is what Ronald explained it perfectly. His tonality, everything was just off, and that's the whole point. Number two, with Rashford, we've come to understand that that's how he is. I don't think he's very chatty person. He comes off as not a chatty person, and it's all right to not be a chatty person. He doesn't say hi to anybody. And Kate, you said it this morning when they were on tour. It was like, how many highs are we gonna get from Rashford? And apparently they got 0.
Yes, expected high. Yes, expected low.
Expected highs.
But doctor, just to clarify.
Yeah, but he's been getting criticized for how many seasons now? That's probably why.
No,
I just want to clarify one
no,
thing,
not
doctor,
necessary thing. Yeah.
When I say the tone, right, I do not mean how Faz was talking to Garnacho. It wasn't rude. He in fact said please. Half of the people who come on Bots' channel and or just on social media don't even say, like, they say wild things and mad things, but they don't even add the word please. He actually said please. So he addressed him correctly. I was just saying constructed in a different way where you add a compliment, you have a harsh truth in there, you leave with the compliment. So the person takes your feedback, but also knows that, okay, this person is just not criticizing me. He also sees the good in me.
So
for me, my version of tone includes what you said, but sometimes when you say please, it can come off like the way it comes off. It may come off a little bit rude. I don't know if you understand what I mean, but I just don't want to even talk about this too much because I feel like
you struggle with sarcasm. Forget that. Please.
No, well, I feel like we're going. This thing has become a little bit too much. I'm over it. We spoke about it once, and that's it.
Yeah,
it's done. We've all said our opinions. Everybody's entitled to opinions. You know what I mean?
I hear it. Yeah. For
I
me
still
too,
support him. I'm not saying it, I still support Faz. I love him. I follow him streams and everything. I'm just saying. I really honestly don't even I don't even know why we even talking about it even more.
No. But Box is asking an important. Did Faz give any advice to Xerxes, or did he give advice to certain players? Because Xerxes could use that advice the first time.
Faz gives advice to. So Faz, when players are entering, he stands on the right side. The gate is on the left side, right? Where he stands. So the players who actually come to that side, he speaks to them.
Yeah.
If Xerxes hasn't showed up, he can't really force Xerxes to come there. Xerxes has his own choice.
And on the stream, almost said this, like Faz shouted to Ruud saying, "Start Ahmad." Like he literally says the stuff that he says on stream, he says it to the players. And this is actually one of those things where people that are against Faz saying, there's some people that come on his chat saying, "Oh, you're saying what you're saying now, but you would never say to a player's face." But he's being consistent. He's being I am gonna say what I say on stream to the players, and I just want to, because that's my actual feelings. It's not me being emotional after a game. It's not just based on like, so there is that aspect of it that I respect about him, that he's just being no filter and consistent. Because at the end of the day, Doctor, Bath Time, Bali Tech, Ronald, you want people, whatever version that people give you, you want that to be the genuine version, right? You don't want, after Ronald leaves, we're going back, talk behind Ronald's back and say, oh, Ronald is blah, blah,
I
blah,
would
blah.
still have the link to the stream. I'll come back in.
You would probably come back in, but like, you know what I mean? I think there's something to be said about that consistent, like, whether you like it or not, it's just being real and being himself. So
and I don't want to change him. If
Yeah.
he's being real and that's him, fine, great. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I don't
Anyway.
want to seem like I'm against him or anything like that. I'm not.
yeah,
I just just want to also just say again, I love Faz. I just want him to just be aware
yeah,
how it may have come off to other people, if you know what I mean.
100%.
Everybody sees things different and they do things how they would do things. Me personally, if I saw Garnacho, I'd say, Garnacho, you're gonna set somebody up today if that's what I'm looking for him to do.
Exactly.
Or you're gonna score today, or you're gonna do this and that today, or you're gonna do some Ronaldo skills today. Like, I might just say something like that. Yeah, rather than but at the end of the day, everyone's different.
Yeah. Anyway, enough on that topic. We've given it the time, and earlier on we talked about it extensively. If anybody is interested, please check out the earlier stream from this morning. Let's talk this weekend, guys. Let's talk this weekend. We're playing Leicester City, Manchester United versus Leicester City. Ruud van Nistelrooy's last game. How are we feeling about it? Starting with Bath Time. Let's start with you, bro.
What happened to Ronald?
Ronald, I think he got a phone because he's working, so he keeps on like hopping in, hopping off. That's what happened in the previous during the quiz. He hopped off. So yeah. What, Bath Time? You here with us? You sober?
I am.
You sober enough to speak?
I am for the moment. After all this talk about some bloke talking to a player, like, has sobered me up. It's incredibly boring.
Right. So let's talk football. Let's talk real shit. So
The game against Leicester.
Yeah, and also how you feeling about Ruud van Nistelrooy? The one question I also want to pose to everybody as well in the chat as well is like, should Ruud van Nistelrooy
should he stay?
Yeah, should he stay? He's specifically, like, put Amorim in a precarious position, if you get what I'm saying, because he's like, well, my plan is to be here for 2 years as an assistant, and like, I'm interim right now. After like I finish my interim position, I want to go back to assistance. But Ruben doesn't know Ruud. Ruben had no plans of working with Ruud. So please talk about your feelings about this Leicester game, and then also elaborate on how you feel about this Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Well, I'll start with Ruud, to be honest. Like, do you know anything about Portuguese football culture?
What in particular?
Training.
Their training methods. No, I've never been to Portugal, so I don't know anything about that. Yeah.
Right. All sports science has come out of Portugal for about 40 years, like, in terms of football training. Okay. It's called tactical periodization, and it's like it's where you train. You put tactics at the heart of it. The greatest exponent of it has been Jose Mourinho, certainly in England, where on things like Sky Sports, he'll say there are 4 phases of the game: with the ball, without the ball, and the phases in between. This is all based on like the work of a sports scientist. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
But because of that, right, Portugal is obsessed with the science of training. And if you look at the great Portuguese players that have come out in the last 20 years, or even the poor ones, like some of you might not like Delot, but Delot is an absolute athlete dedicated to like the training, like even players like Bernardo Silva. Obviously, there's Ronaldo, the greatest exponent of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But well, I mean, before like Thomas Frank and Mourinho, it was Sam Allardyce who was the biggest trainer. So in terms of if Ruud stays or not, I would think it's quite doubtful because Amorim, that culture is so important. Like they will have, you've heard things like game model, like you've heard things like principles.
Yes.
All of this comes from a very specific style of training that has come out of Portugal and is now, it's rampant everywhere.
Is there something that's attributed to like starting all this? Like, you know, is there one person in particular, or it's just like
there is? I can't remember his name though. But
time, please channel your inner Riley and Google it because
I can't. I don't have access to that. Like someone else can check it. But I mean, like for example, with myself, like I this is the sort of training I did in Latin America, and because it puts tactics at the heart of everything, I can tell you how things like rest defenses work from pragmatic, practical experience. And the thing is that when Amorim comes in, he's going to have his game model. And game model basically means what everyone is doing in every stage of the football match. Gotcha. I'm not sure that Ruud is someone that he will want to be involved with that if he's bringing 4 or 5 guys in. He might want Ruud to be a kind of bridge till the end of the season, someone who can talk to the players, someone who can give him a bit of insight into the league. But to be honest, I would suspect Darren Fletcher would probably be better at both of these things. Okay. So, I mean, those would be my thoughts on Ruud, but it is all based on this idea that the Portuguese are enslaved to this training system and have been for 30 or 40 years.
Wow. Interesting choice of word when you said enslaved, but yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. But it's that's really interesting. I need to do some research on that. And
I'll find the name for you now of the guy who did it.
Please. While you're doing that, Bali Tech, should Ruud stay after Sunday or not? Where do you stand on it?
He needs to keep it moving.
Why does he need to keep it pushing? Why?
Because 2 reasons. One reason is he took the interim position. It was, you could say it was like an audition, even though the Ineos had already made up their mind. But for all the people that really love Ruud as a manager or was holding on to that thought, his football in the last how many ever games should have given you the insight as to what is to come if he takes the manager reins. And I don't think I've seen anything that have made me think, ooh, maybe we shouldn't have given it to Amorim. Like I literally, I was so bored against Polk or whatever they're called, Polka or whatever they're called, Polk. I was so bored.
Yeah. He said Polk.
Yeah, that game was boring.
Yeah,
it's boring.
Yeah,
and he's had multiple games like that. So yeah, he shouldn't be the manager. And then the next comment that he made, he said something about he has a desire to be the manager. So it's like you know what that comment's like to me? That's like me inviting Pappy to my house.
Yeah.
And then he sees that my wife is beautiful, and then he's like, ooh, I wouldn't mind taking her, even though she's married.
Finders keepers.
Why did I know your analogy she was going there. Here's the thing, like that statement, like that's why I said the words that I said earlier on, saying he's kind of cornering Ruben Amorim because he's telling us the fans, like, say, imagine, bro, the braces are
Never let Pappy come to your house.
no,
That's all I'm saying.
for real.
He's gonna be looking at your wife, and then he's gonna blame all the drink and say it was because of happy hour.
You know that song. Asha
Blame
has-
it on the alcohol.
No. Yeah, he's blame it on the alcohol. But anyway, no. Let's stay on football. But here's what I want to say. Push back to what you just said. So there's this guy who is assistant manager to Gareth Southgate, right? Steve Holland. So before he became assistant manager to Southgate, he was at Chelsea for 6 years, from 2011 to 2017. Now, I don't remember what Chelsea won, but I know they won a lot of shit within those 6 years. But it was during, part of it was during Abramovich's, like, I'm sacking you. Even if you didn't win me a title, I'm sacking you. And then he gets a new manager, and then they win something, So, but with all the managers that they were changing, they still had an assistant who was the constant. Don't you think, Balitech, don't you think we need somebody who's a constant that like is still there, like that the players know, even if they're not the person in the main person in charge in the dugout, but they're still sort of like, the stable like liaison between like the players and the manager. Don't you think that's important or no?
No, because that's like saying that your wife needs a side dude, a constant guy who's always there. That's like you telling me that that's what she needs, and to me that just sounds wild. So
I hear you. This wife analogy is tough. Dr. Natures, what do you think about this topic? Should Ruud stay? Should Ruud go?
What I got from that when he said, "Oh, he wanted to stay on as a manager," I took it as the club can use me as interim for how long, and I'll be happy to, of course, stay. That's how I understood it. Like he's happy to give his services, but as long as they need him as interim manager. And I feel like he's happy to stay on, go back to his previous assistant.
But what Balitech pointed out is this the thing that in the press conference he says, yeah, of course I'd like to manage United one day.
Well, he said one day.
Wow, right? That's like meaning that if Amorim,
you guys are reading too much into it.
Go ahead. Sorry. I
feel like he won't say no to it. Like, let's say in 3 years, after Amorim has done his 3 years, and the club, the owners, Jim Ratcliffe comes and says, "Oh, Ruud, would you like to coach?" Do you think he's gonna say no? Of course, he's gonna say yes. Hell,
that's like if the wife of Balitech that is the
if they go back and call Ben McCarthy right now and say, "Ben, do you want to coach Man United?"
He'll say yes.
He's gonna say yes, and he hasn't worked there in a while. Nobody's gonna just turn down United.
The likelihood of them asking him after he's left the club is very small.
But I don't think he's gonna leave.
If he's constantly staying there, saying, "Oh yeah, let's go cinema," or let's go to this 5-star restaurant, then what do you think is gonna happen over a period of time?
You know what, Mike?
One thing led to another, and before you know it, he's the head coach.
He's the head coach. So my qualm with this thing, guys, is the fact that like he was brought in as the attacking coach. Have the attackers been successful or no? I would argue that Benny McCarthy was more successful as an attacking coach.
But he's worked with them for only 3 months. Come on, guys.
Still, Benny McCarthy came in, and
Benny McCarthy.
I didn't expect anything from Benny McCarthy. So
there is a big difference, Pappy.
Please.
And it's COVID.
Yeah.
Like when McCartney was the attacking coach, those players had nothing but football. They didn't have like press conferences, book launches, nightclub appearances. All they could do was play football and go home. And that is where we saw the best out of all of them. So I think it's unfair to compare McCartney's work with
Wasn't
Ruud.
Ollie in COVID?
McCarthy.
Ollie was COVID, no?
Ollie was COVID, yeah. And then you've also got the fact that, like, I mean, Xerxes looks like a lost woman in a shopping centre when he's on the football pitch. Like, you need to do a wellness check or something on them. Rasmus Højlund, like, if you want to do Ballotech's like wife analogies, watching Rasmus Højlund try and hold the ball up.
Yellow
He's
card
like,
for the women in the shopping center bath time, but keep going.
All right, well, like, Rasmus just goes and grinds on defenders. He doesn't really do anything else, does he? He looks like a club dancer. Like, so what's Ruud going to do with him with that?
Ronald, I don't know if he just heard all this, but he's got to do something. You're brought in as the attacking coach. The attack has to score goals, bro. Part of the reason why our goal difference was bad or is bad right now is because we're not scoring enough goals. You know, I honestly, like, people were asking me when I was defending Ten Hag, saying, "Oh, what's different? What do you see that's different?" And there was things like we're conceding a lot less shots on target. Like, I remember Onana had to make a lot of saves last season, but this season there was something about our defense that seemed to tighten up a little bit. I'm not saying it was a big difference, but there was like a notable difference. But so the defensive coach or defensive like part of it has done that work, right? But the attacking, they haven't. For me, Ruud as an attacking coach has not impressed. And, you know, he's out here speaking like, I want the 2 years that I signed on my contract. You guys fired Ten Hag, but I'm here to stay and do my part. Like, I'm like, bro, I don't know if you really deserve it. Ronald, what do you think?
About what?
About Ruud van Nistelrooy. Should he stay? Should he go? Like, after Sunday?
It depends upon Ruben. If he wants him in his team, then why not? If Ruben thinks that Ruud can actually contribute with his people that he's already bringing in, I don't see a problem with it. I'll be okay.
There is a report that some Man United players want Ruud van Nistelrooy to stay. You don't think like that's sort of like too sentimental FC? Like, you don't have a problem with that, Ronald?
I mean, bro, there are so many problems to begin with at our club that if players really want to keep him, I'm sure there is a good reason why. They see some kind of comfort in him. But do you want to take that comfort away? Weren't people saying that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer brought that comfort back to the club? So it was a different vibe.
I think they might want to keep him based off he might be the guy that puts his arm around players. And they don't know if Almarin's people put their arm around players. But one thing I'll say is that Ruud, he's constantly trying to take people to the cinema, so he needs to go. As far as I'm concerned, his football's not good enough. And one thing I'll say about him, is if he's the main attacking coach, how come he is letting his fellow countrymen look the way he's looking? Now, sources close to the players have told me that he's looking at Xerxes' missus. And anybody who's seen that woman, hell of a woman, mate. Hell of a woman.
Wait.
Woman.
Hold on.
Can we repeat that?
What did you just say? Ballotech.
We have to rewind. I can't say that again.
Sources, I'll say what I heard, Doctor. Sources are saying that Ruud van Nistelrooy is looking at Xerxes' partner.
Isn't Ruud married? Number one. Number two, it's Xerxes.
But looking at in what way?
Benedre, thank you for asking.
Thank you for asking. Xerxes is 23. Do you know what? I'm gonna mute myself and do some internet sleuthing.
Please let us know what you find. Bath Time did some internet searching about the point that he was sharing with us earlier on. And Victor Friday, Uni of Porto, is the person that Bath Time was talking about, who is apparently like attributed to these like rigid or very advanced training methods that originated from Portugal. Okay, all right. So, that's interesting. If you do a quick Google search like I'm doing right now, I'm not gonna pull a Riley on you guys. Let me just show you what I'm looking at.
I found the girlfriend.
Oh, okay, doctor. Wait. We need to just look
She's
at this.
hot as hell. That I'm just saying.
She's hot. What is this?
Yeah.
Technical periodization.
Hot as hell.
Bath Time. What are we looking at? Can you please tell us about this guy? What
you want to know about this?
Yeah, we want to have a football conversation, and then we'll go to
okay.
The mess.
If you look, I mean, I'm going to be doing something on this on Monday, but if you have a quick search, you can find Jose Mourinho's plan that he presented to Porto when he took over many years ago. And so typically you have 3 different styles of training in any sports. Like, so with things like golf and bodybuilding and stuff like that, you work on one particular thing, like your bicep, or if it's football, it'll be maybe a penalty or something like that. And then you have like combined training where you try and work on like your physical fitness and your technical stuff. Okay, that is probably what most people here are familiar with, like running about and then having a shot or something. Yeah. So tactical periodization puts tactics at the heart of everything you do, with the intent that players will always know what they're going to be doing. So if, for example, you come up with your game model, which is something like, I want to play possession-based high press. Okay, that's the style of play that you want to do. You then think about principles that result in this. So
allow you to do that. Okay.
Yeah. So what happens when we win the ball back on a press? This is the difference between, say, Liverpool and Manchester City. Manchester City will get it into their last line of defence. So instead of trying to score a goal, they'll send it back and they'll set up again. And that means that players have to support at certain angles. So that's like a kind of principle. Whereas Liverpool will look to score a goal, and that means that when you win the ball back, if you're Mo Salah, for example, your principle is that you have to get in front of your man on the right-hand channel, for example. So everyone knows. It's like kind of automated moves. Everyone knows what to do. But it goes a little bit further, where you have like, you set up like your fitness wise so that you peak towards the end of the season, and you also set your fitness up so your most intensive training day is the furthest away from match day. So if you're playing on a Saturday, Wednesday is the day where you do intensive training. Okay. And intensive training normally means larger games. Like all these small possession-based games are designed so that you can do more of them without expending energy. And this is the kind of stuff that he's talking about. But the two key things are that tactics are at the heart of everything that you do, and that your game model, which we hear about so much now, is where it all comes from. So the coaches have to kind of sit down and almost write a book about where they want players to be in every phase of game and why. And then they have to get the players to understand that on the training pitch through drills, games, things like that.
Wow.
So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. It feels like we need to do like a specialized stream on this. Like, you know, like you're going to do it on the Man United agenda, I presume, right?
I'll do it on Monday. You're more than welcome to join if you want, Pappy.
Oh, I'd love to learn about Victor Friday. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah, let's just call him Victor Friday.
Victor it's Friday. Yeah. Tactical periodization by Victor Friday. We're gonna learn about this, and yeah, I have to be a part of this conversation and educate myself. So maybe we could do a co-stream to football. We'll talk about that off stream anyway. But
Do you know the do you
yeah,
know the one thing I fear?
yeah,
Like, how many managers have we had
Cinema.
that's tried to teach these guys tactics, and then we keep on saying, there's no style of play. Like, they don't want to learn anyone's tactics.
yeah.
So it's all good getting Alvarin in. Yeah, and yeah, he's a good manager. He'll probably go Barcelona and tear it up. Like, he'll go anywhere, maybe even Real Madrid and tear it up. But that's because the players at these clubs want to learn the tactics. The
Yeah, but
Man
Ali,
United
right?
players, they just
Ali.
want to low block and counter attack. That's all they've ever wanted to do for God knows how long.
Yeah,
I've
that's
never
actually a
seen.
really good point. Like, because the thing is, right, is it's not actually that hard to learn a new system. What it's hard to do is forget an old system, because you've been drilled in it and stuff. And like we have all, I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with low blocks and transitions and stuff like that, in my opinion. Football is multi-model, but so they've got to do that. But do you think, right, that when you look at like the managers that we've had and stuff, we've always picked managers that are a little bit behind the curve in terms of Van Gaal and Jose? Like, their football was sort of on the out, as it were. Certainly with like Jose, like, there was nothing wrong with Jose's training. It was more how he approached games. Ten Hag, he didn't. I think that he never adjusted to the Premier League, and what he was asking to do the players, I felt they tried to do all the time. It was the game model that was wrong. And so with Amarin, the hope is that he kind of understands the physical demands of the Premier League. He understands what the players can contribute, and he understands the best way of kind of gelling that all together to produce stuff on the pitch. Because if, like, give you an example, if you're bringing Victor Lindelof on, like, as a defensive midfielder against Chelsea with 10 minutes to go, something has gone wildly wrong with the squad of players that you've got. And like, I think that Amarin has got to basically tear everything up and start again. And he's lucky because he's got Ineos who are kind of doing that. And to bring it back to Ruud, that's one of the reasons why I would personally like to see Ruud go, because I think we have to get rid of like the influence of Sir Alex Ferguson now. Like, those days are gone, and we can't be looking like Banquo's ghost, or like this big figure over your shoulder. You've got to get rid of it, and you've got to move forward. And I hope Amarin is the man, but he is also very similar to Ten Hag.
Let's welcome Benidre to the conversation. Shout out to Noah, by the way, in the chat, and everybody that's tuned in. We have like over 20 people watching. Thank you. Don't forget to hit the like button if you're enjoying this conversation. But Benidre, there's a poll out right now on this stream. The poll is very simple. Should Ruud stay after Sunday? Yes or no? Where do you stand on this, and why?
I like Ruud. But I think for the sake of the new manager coming in, I think it's best if Ruud goes. Because at the moment you can tell that the players love him, right? But
is that a bad thing?
It could be a bad thing.
You want to just send the brother out because players love him?
It could be a bad thing, because remember, he's not going to be the manager. If he was going to be the manager, fine. And I just think that it could work against Amarim, because Ruud is starting. They have a connection, obviously, and let's say Amarin comes in and wants to instill some new ideas, which he will do, and a player doesn't like it, he might run to Ruud to complain about this and that. It could go bad really quickly.
But don't you look at that as a solution? Because, like, if a player goes to complain to Ruud, and then Ruben says to Ruud, like, "Yo, why is this player?" And then, like, Ruud can be the bridge, the gap between the two. Like,
I mean, you could look at it like that, but for me, I just think that everything should be fresh. I think because Ruud wants to be the assistant still. But I don't think that Ruud buys into the system that Amorim, you know, wants to implement. And that in itself could cause some kind of a conflict.
Hmm.
So I just think he should take somebody in that he knows and trusts. But I just want to speak on a certain narrative though,
Okay, speak on it.
quickly,
Go ahead.
because I hear some people are saying that they haven't seen anything different since Ruud has become the interim. The style of play is similar, basically. But come on, he didn't. These players were already drilled in a certain way. They were already of a certain mindset. That was not going to change in 3 games. He wasn't going to flip a switch and then they'd start playing amazing football. And it's gonna be the same thing with the new manager coming in. He's not
Mm,
gonna just flip a switch and after the first game after the international break, I think it's Ipswich, they're going to be playing amazing football similar to what you see at Sporting. It's not going to happen like that. So I
mm.
think there are persons who are going into this with unrealistic expectations, and it can be dangerous. I also want to ask you something too,
Yeah,
but
go ahead.
um I wasn't aware that he was brought in as the
Attacking
attacking
coach.
coach. I think he was brought in as the assistant manager. He wasn't
No,
brought
that
in.
that was Rene Hacker. He was the assistant.
Yeah, that's precisely, and I think we gathered that from no, not the Benny interview, but where was that?
No, I think I need to look at that. I think I need to see exactly, because I didn't get that from anything.
My interpretation was that Rennie Hacker was brought in to work on a defensive shape,
And
and that
yeah.
Ruud was brought in as an assistant manager. So that's a kind of go between the players and things, and also because he has Premier League experience, Manchester United experience, and he's Dutch, so it makes a huge amount of sense to get him in.
Yeah, that's the impression I have, that he was the assistant manager. He wasn't brought in to replace Benny.
So who was the Benny replacement when Benny got let go?
I'm not sure whose Benny replacement was, but it wasn't Rude, man. Rude was brought in to be the assistant manager. Rude replaced what's his name? What's his
Van
name?
de
Van
Gaag,
der Gaag. Yeah,
Mitchell Van de Gaag.
yeah.
He was tremendously unpopular, Van der Gaar.
The problem is
Mm.
with Rude, yeah. Rude's the type of guy that will go to your girlfriend and say that you're cheating. That's why he can't be there no more.
Is everything all right at home, Valitech?
Melissa!
I'm just saying, like
Is that right?
Rude,
Cinema's a
Rude,
scary place.
Rude can't be around the club no more. Imagine players going to complain to him.
But
Yeah,
but listen, Rude.
he's got bad intentions.
Um, listen, I can agree in a way, because if you listen to the way that Rude spoke, and yes, he's saying that he's disappointed that that Ten Hag left. That man wanted Ten Hag's job, okay? That
Mm,
man wanted that job,
mm-hmm.
Do you think
you know.
is that the general sort of impression that when Ruud came in, his whole thing was waiting to get his opportunity?
Everybody could see that.
Yes, I got
But
that impression.
you see, Doctor, I'm scrolling, I'm looking to see the roles of the coaching staff. Like, why is there no explicit statement that this person is the attacking coach? We have a goalkeeping coach, conditioning coach, fitness coach, technical coach, and that's Darren Fletcher's official title, technical coach, as well as
Darren Fletcher should go as well, man.
but
Man serves no purpose.
But you see, like I'm just sort of like looking to see how that's sort of just been like.
Darren Fletcher's job. Darren Fletcher's job is only to basically observe the youth and then report to the management to say, "Oh, I think you should bring this guy into first team training."
I don't know about that. Like Darren Fletcher was involved in the recruitment process for both Ragnick and Ten Hag. Like,
First they said,
hold
that
on,
he
hold
was.
on. Dre, look at how fresh this brother looks. Big up, Coley. Are you at an event, bro?
Huh?
Are you at an event or something? Where you
No,
at?
no. I just come back from one still.
Okay, all right. Big up yourself.
Why are you asking me questions like that? But like you say, you're my father. Or something? Don't do that.
Bro, you all dressed up and everything.
No. Don't like the way you did that. Man, try to stick it on me like you my daddy or something. Don't do that. Man, I'm a big man. I've been out. Yeah, that's what you need to know.
Okay,
When I said what a big
all
man.
right.
Sure.
No, I'm playing. Well, good. Hey, listen, real quick, yeah. Because obviously, I was just having a conversation with my missus. I see Raw, boxes on the street. Let me jump on here. I see Raw, Bally's on here. Oh, I gotta talk to you, brother. You one same Bally that was trying to tell me about Ahmed Diallo. Can we talk about it now?
Oh,
Yeah, let's talk.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my refill.
So I was hearing he's dead food, fam. How you feeling about it now?
What about what? Yeah,
About
he's looking improved. He's looking improved.
Improved since when?
He's just looking improved since the last few times I've seen him.
Bro, that's weak. That's weak.
I don't like Ahmed.
What? I don't want to. You see, the thing is,
Yeah.
even though I criticize the things that I don't like, I don't want to put a brother down by minimizing the things that he did. I don't want to put it down. Because I could go and say, but look at the team he scored against or whatever it is. But it's not even about that. He scored 2 goals.
You can't really say that
pretty
because
good. No, but I'm not even saying it. What I'm saying
No,
is,
I hear you.
I'm saying
But
he
here's
scored
why I
2
got
goals. He
chest for
played
it.
pretty well.
Here's why I got chest for the situation, yeah. I got chest for it because we had all people on the pitch that are wearing a Man United shirt, but Ahmad's the only one bullying them like he's actually a Man United player. Like he's the only one that actually showed levels. So yeah, the competition's dead, but at the same time, he's the only one actually making them look the way they should look. Like everyone else is like giving them a game and shit. Like it's mad.
If I'm gonna be real with you, yeah, the whole Man United strike force is dead food. All of them. Like that is not the levels. You see, no, in that game in isolation, he played quite well. But apart from that game, the Man United strike force, all of them in the attacking areas, they're all playing crap. That is not the levels that they're supposed to be displaying.
Bro, let me just address something you just said.
We don't have no one fighting for the golden boot. We don't have nobody fighting for the top assister. We don't have nobody who's wowing, man, week in, week out, who's a guaranteed starter. You don't have, like, we usually have a brother who's nailed on for England team. We don't have none of that. It's crazy out here. Like, the guys we used to have in the attacking areas before, they were actually guys that were doing stuff. The guys that are there now, they're guys that are like on the periphery for everything.
Bro, we need you know what we have? We have a team, we have a collection of guys thrown together and basically asked to go out there and just do something. That's what we have right now. We don't have a team, we don't have a proper setup, we don't have a system. How do we transition from back to front? We don't have anything like that. Our defenders are the only set of players who are really playing as a team. But once it gets into midfield and to transition to the forward line, nothing works. It just breaks down. You understand? And so I'm convinced, and I've said this for years. I'm convinced right now that even if you had prime Messi playing striker for us, he'd look absolutely shit. If you had take any striker that you like now. Everybody's talking about the sporting striker. No, take him and put him in this team right now without the coach and without the players that he plays with. He look absolutely washed because we don't play as a unit,
I
right?
don't agree with that, you know.
Well, whether
You can't agree with that because Ahmad went out there and didn't look washed. Ahmad was
no, I'm
running
not.
down keepers.
I'm not talking about Ahmad, bro. Ahmad is not playing striker. Ahmad is playing on the wing, and he's giving everything, fam. You know.
Yeah.
But I have a big problem with the guy who is supposed to be our main creator. You understand? Because what
You talking
he
about
does,
Bruno?
yeah, I'm talking about Bruno. Because
Okay.
what Bruno does is that he's a complete liability in almost every game, but he will at some point pop up with a 1 goal or a 1 assist here or here or there, and then people will start saying that yes, my captain, he's doing this. No, he's not doing anything because he's not. He's supposed to be the captain. He's supposed to be disciplined. He's supposed to be um creating for the forwards. He's the main creator, and he's not doing that.
But he
His name is
shouldn't be
just
the main
Bruno. His
creator.
name is
He
his
should.
name
He
is
shouldn't.
Bruno,
He
not
shouldn't.
Jesus Christ.
He shouldn't be the main creator. There's creators there. There should be whoever's playing on the left, whoever's playing on the right. They all should be creating as well. They all should be adding to the team. And as
And
far
that
as I'm
I didn't
concerned,
say he's the only creator, fam. I said
So
he's the main
you
wait,
said
creator
he's
one
the
second.
Hold
main
on,
because
hold on,
creator.
hold on.
Hold on,
yes,
Bali,
because
Can I,
he's
hold
the
on.
cam.
real quick, yeah?
So
Can we just
before
set?
Kobe,
Now let's just put our shop in order real quick because we've used some terminology here and we're conflating the two. Yeah. One person said a creator and another person said assists. Yeah. Being a creator doesn't. Being a creator, you have to be the cam to be the creator. Why? Because you're involved in the build up. Yeah. You are the key pass that picks out the winger who then picks out the assist.
Exactly.
It's,
You can be a creator from the wing though.
Yeah, this
Yes,
you
is
can
the
be
yes,
a
truth.
creator
true.
for the wing. Yeah.
That's
You
why I
can be a
use the
creator
word
for the wing.
main. The word
But hold
main
on,
is
Like I
hold on,
important.
said,
hold on. Hold on. When we're talking about wingers, yeah, we want goals and assists. Yeah. When we're talking about strikers, we just really want goals and a higher number. When we're talking about attacking midfielders, you need to be looking for key passes. You need to be looking for assists. And if you're lucky, you'll get some goals sprinkled on top. But the key passes, the creation element, where I actually agree with your point here, yeah, Bruno lets us down in that. Because if it ain't Jing Bang settings where you can spray a big long LBY over the top, yeah, my he's not really trying to get involved. Yeah. So I agree with that point there. But what we were really actually talking about was quality and people that are actually hitting the mark. Like if you say the bar's hit, yeah, like we had a conversation last time, me, Bally, Mark, obviously he was on this channel, and he was talking about he's not of the level, he's not of the quality. And I'm saying like, right, that match against lower level opposition where he's the only one looking like an actual United player. The only one walking off the pitch with his chest high saying, do you know what? I showed these levels. Yeah. He's the only one that did that. Like no one really now. And I'm not saying it just off this one performance. He's got a catalogue of doing this. We sent him to Sunderland. He did that. Like we bring him on in cup finals, big ass games. He do that. Like all I'm trying to say, yeah, is this catalogue. It's time for people to actually flip through the pages and read. Get me? Because you can't go off the fact that you're looking at X amount of starts and X amount of. Bro, look at the mess. Look at the mess and the disorganization. We're looking at young players. We're looking at young players that have got no established senior players to actually mold their game off. So everything that they come in and do is all off what they drilled in training and then what they put together in their minds and gone, this is how I can help the team. So when you see someone like Ahmed, you have to appreciate all of that other stuff that's coming with it. I appreciate like the goals and the assists. It ain't what you want to see from someone that is supposed to be about to go set the world on that. But it doesn't always start like that. Sometimes it starts humble and then you shoot up. Cole Palmer, it kind of started humble for man. I'm not gonna lie. And then all of a sudden now, last season,
transfer.
huh?
With a £50 million transfer.
No, but I'm talking about his numbers.
And this is
but
before he
you
was
say starts
established.
humble, but he went for like £50 million.
Without
But his
being
numbers didn't say
established.
that he's worth £50 million, did they?
Exactly.
No,
I'm saying
but I'm saying they knew
amount.
the levels. They knew his level was so high that they had to buy him for 50 mil.
Yo,
Like
the
they
50
knew
million, bro.
it.
I don't know
They
what
knew
that
it
has
was
nothing to
instant
do with it.
impact as
All
soon
right,
as
but
he
you're
was
not
on the
talking
pitch.
about something
sorry,
I'm not talking
this is
about.
different.
I'm
to
not
the
talking
point
about.
being made.
I'm
Hang on.
talking about. I'm talking about the actual figures, bro. I'm
I
talking
know.
about when
All
you
right.
go into the transfer market and you look at someone and you go, they produce X, Y, and Z. If we put Ahmed out on the market now, yeah, people will try and buy him for a lot of money,
I don't
and
think
it's
they
not
will.
because of the numbers.
I don't know about a lot.
Like Kole, right?
What
Hang
kind
on, hang on,
of
hang on, hang on,
what
Bally.
kind of money are you
Hang
talking
on,
about?
Bally, please.
Before we go to
Right.
the price point, okay.
Oh, okay.
Darius, go ahead. I'm sorry, bro. Go on.
Ronald go
Right.
okay, last time first, and then Ronald after.
Okay, just two main points. The first thing is that like you're treating all these players as individuals, saying this guy's job is to do this guy's job is to do this. It's about a system. Okay, systems create chances. That's why you have things like presses and so on.
Everyone has a
Players
job in
don't-
the system.
Exactly.
So I'm talking about. I'm going to an
Ahmed-
extra level of detail and explaining the job in the system. That's why I'm talking about key passes and assists coming from a cam, goals and assists coming from a winger, goals strictly coming from an attacker, because that is a system that essentially
No,
is built up to it.
those are universals instead of particulars. Like what you're talking about there is that you are saying that like these players have to do these things. The point of the system is that the system creates. So an overlap from a right back can be as important as that final ball, because in the football that is being played, what you are trying to do is you're trying to move the enemy players, the opposition. You're trying to move them into different positions and so on. So like when you talk about players doing their jobs and doing things like that, they have to be part of this entire collective unit that is trying to create something together. Okay. And that's hard to see. But the point about Ahmad, right, is that Ahmad, when you look at the evidence around him, you're talking about his catalogue of goals and so on. Ahmad's only ever really performed in the Championship. He has not been liked as a first team player by 4 or 5 different coaches. And whilst you can point to the fact that that there's no doubt that boy has got skills, that he looks beautiful on the ball, he's completely different. What I'd like to know is, why do you think that managers haven't picked him consistently?
Because
Can
they're
you name
all
names?
idiots. Because they're idiots, and all of them
No.
got fired.
Hold on.
And there
Because
lies our problem.
he's put himself together eloquently. So let's
Yeah.
name names. Let's name names. What
He
managers
came
you
with a
talking?
constructive
Ole
argument.
Gunnar
He came with a
Solskjaer.
constructive argument.
Ole Gunnar
yeah,
Solskjaer, he scored goals against, I think he assisted a Langer against Wolves, and he definitely scored a header against Milan.
Didn't he go on
He
loan?
wasn't put in the team.
Under Oli. Didn't he go on loan under Oli?
Oli sent him
Yes.
on loan.
Yeah,
And then he went to
scored. He
Rangers.
scored a header in the Champions
At
League.
Rangers. Like he played against Celtic in a big defeat, and he never really played again. He went to Sunderland. He was fantastic at Sunderland, but he did come off pretty much every match in the 65th minute because there was a lack of fitness. But Ragnick didn't play him. Ten Hag didn't play him. Ollie didn't play him. The Rangers manager, whoever it was, didn't play him. And now with Ruud, let's say he played him, all right, but it's is Amarin going to play him? So from that's where I'm saying I don't think that managers have liked him at right wing, and in fact, he's only really performed at a number 10 in the Championship.
Okay, fair enough. But I was asking for the managers, yeah, and the reason why I was asking for the managers is because you've come to me with the Rangers manager, who, I mean, I'll be honest, yeah, I don't know too much about what he's performed. Wait.
They got to the final of the.
That wasn't Steven Gerrard. Oh, no, wait. Was Steven Gerrard Rangers or Celtic?
I think it was Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, and that season that Ahmad was on loan, Rangers reached the.
Okay, so
Ollie's put him on loan. Ollie's put him on loan. Ralph Ragnick wasn't even meant to be our manager, and he was sitting here cussing out every single thing about Man United.
Yeah, but he wanted to play a Langer, but do you get what I mean? He wanted to play a Langer. He
wanted to play a Langer.
He was the best trainer we had.
He was playing a Langer over first team players.
Yeah,
Alanga's third in the Premier League at the moment with Nottingham Forest. He's an all right player.
Yeah, we're not saying he's a bad player. We're not.
Yeah.
That's not the conversation. That's a tangent. The one that I will not try and defend. Alanga is a good player. Alanga is a good player. But the point I'm trying to make to you here, yeah, is The only things you've seen of Ahmed, he's done what was asked of him. We put him on loan, and he performed on loan. He got put on loan under Oli because we just brought in Sancho for God knows how much money, who we've been chasing for ages, who is versatile in his position. We got Rashford, who the season before, if I'm not correct, was it that season or the season before he banged in 30? We've got Ronaldo come back. Where does this young boy get the time to grow? So we put him somewhere else to keep growing. Like, this is the thing that I think the narrative is played out. 1 second, let me just finish. I think the narrative that's played out here is the Man United managers who haven't squeezed him into the team, therefore have deemed him not good enough. What we're forgetting is whilst it's been bad, certain people have kept him out of the team because they're more seasoned and they're there. Rashford's banged in a 30-goal season. So Ahmed can go twist up everyone on the training pitch. When it comes to us lining up against City, when you are that young and you haven't done it yet, they're going to choose the guy that's done 30 before, just to be safe. And not only that, it's Man United. Like, there's pressure when it comes to picking that team.
And the point I'm asking you is, why do you think he hasn't played? He's essentially the same age as Anthony, who is.
Can I just say something? But I'm gonna be jumping off soon. Let me just say this and leave. Right. The fact that a manager or multiple managers does not play a player does not mean that the player is crap or shit. Right. It doesn't.
But if it's more than
mean
one
that.
manager,
Even if it's more than one manager, because they're remember, Ahmad is still essentially a young guy, right? And when he got here, he was about 17, 18. So they had a whole lot of senior players, right? And these managers, especially manager like Mourinho, he wants to be safe. Manager like the interim Ralph, they didn't want to play Ahmad. Ahmad was out on loan for a long time too. He was at Rangers first, and he came back. He was at Sunderland. He was like the player of the year, right? He came back, then he got injured. Understand? And when he was available again, and what we also should note is that Ahmad has never, ever, when playing for Manchester United, put in a terrible performance. He's always given everything. He's always done at least an average performance. Always. The issue is Ahmad has not been given by any manager the time. You understand? Because you are not going to know if a player is good enough until you give them the time. Now, Ahmad, to show how good this kid is, every time he's come on, he's given a good account of himself, right? What's his name? Ten Hag. When Ten Hag started playing him, he played him out of necessity. Now, this kid was playing himself into contention because now all the fans were clamoring for him. We're saying, wait, how come you weren't playing him? He's playing so well. Continue playing him then, right? He should have played in that FA Cup final. Okay, we won it, and that's good because that's important. But he earned his spot there. All right. The kid played. He was the best player in the preseason. He started the season well, right? The kid was the man, the player of the month. He won the player of the month, right?
Not player for preseason. Good, you know.
Exactly.
Like
And what
Do you know what? I'm just sitting here thinking now, there's another example of this. Does anyone remember Alvaro Fernandez?
Hell yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, we can't sit here and say he wasn't good enough. We can't. And we never saw it.
Listen, we just do. I don't understand. We just do ridiculous things. We don't really. I don't think we really analyze the thing properly as fans. We just say to ourselves, well, if the manager isn't picking him, then it must be that he's shit. No, it's not.
It can't be a Man United, especially when you listen to it.
Hold on, Coley and bath time. I wanna hear from Doctor and then Ronald. And before you speak, Doctor, I so for me, like, when I'm hearing everybody's share their opinion on this, there's some players that are bad trainers. and actually good. I'm thinking about Eden Hazard. Everybody knows that Hazard, any manager that has managed Hazard can tell you that this guy is horrible in training. But when you're on the pitch, now I'm not saying Ahmad is Hazard, but he may have some certain traits where he's not like applying himself like,
But
you know.
every manager has says that he trains well.
No, but no. Ten Hag specifically said, "Oh, Ahmad is doing great, blah 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 blah, but Anthony deserves a chance." Ten Hag says
Yeah, but he did one. He didn't say that he wasn't training well, and two, Ten Hag is a known liar. Ten Hag is
okay,
a
all right,
wicked.
all right. Let's leave that guy alone because I want.
And also more recent subject matter. Ruud turned around in that interview yesterday and was like, "Yeah, he's amazing in training."
Exactly.
That's recent.
Okay.
That's recent.
Let's hear Doctor and then go to Ronald because I know Ronald should speak first, but like Doctor, go ahead because you haven't spoken in a while.
Yeah. So, I want to say that there's many reasons he couldn't have been picked to play, and my main concern is the fact that he has been injured before. It's possible. This is a possibility that they maybe in training they see that he has a niggle or something like that, and they don't want to like play him, and it gets worse.
Come
Yeah,
on.
Ahmad. No.
Oh, you think they're hiding an injury? That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that. Also, it could be that it's not part of the plans. You know, sometimes you plan something in your head and you're like, nah, I'll just not do it. I don't know.
Do you know
There
what?
are things
Actually,
like that. I don't
Doctor,
know.
sorry to cut you, but I noticed something after the game. You might be onto something, you know. Did anyone? I know this is stupid. Like, cool. I might be clutching at straws, but I saw Ahmad walking around the pitch barefoot after the match yesterday. Did anyone else clock that?
Stephanie pointed it out, and bro, we have, for me as an African, I just you know, like
Yeah, I hear it. Sometimes you kick the
What are you
shoes off.
saying? He was doing grounded. He was grounded.
Bro, man was too comfortable, bro. He's treating the whole team like his front room, fam. It was crazy.
He just said sliders. Who needs sliders?
Man said,
Barefoot.
I will kick you and you see me my toe.
Man walking around barefoot ain't injured.
He ain't injured. It's just because like he learned to play football barefoot. That's
Barefooted. Yeah.
It probably is.
We do it in Ghana too. They play
Yeah,
barefoot?
we do it in Jamaica. In Jamaica, we don't.
I've done it before too.
Purpose.
The thing is,
let's go to Ronald. He's been
let's go to Ronald.
So pass the ball to Ronald. Let's hear what he's got to say about this, bro. Thanks.
The one day I try to be respectful, I get no time to.
No. You're hugging the touchline.
You know what?
Nice guys finish last, bro. Nice guys finish last.
Now pause on that one though. But moving on, all right.
Hey, females are appreciated.
Diallo, right? See, Amad Diallo. A lot of people kind of misunderstand. Firstly, when he was brought in at a time when the club was making wild decisions. You brought in two right wings. The next season, you brought in Sancho. Made it
thank you
difficult. The club made it difficult. Forget any manager. The club made it difficult for this. Again, you have to think of it. If Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was still the manager at Manchester United, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just remember, Kobe Mainu right now would be on loan, balling out at some club. He wouldn't be in first team. Because when Amad Diallo came into the club, he was 18 as well. And the club had a policy of sending young players out on loan instead of playing them in the first team. It's stupid, but that's how our club moves, right? Now, even last season, Amad Diallo had 14 opportunities to play. He played 7 of them. The only 7 he did not play was 2 coming off of injuries, and then he played a game, did not feel right, so he was benched for 2 more games, and then he played the rest. So when people say that, okay, he's not got enough opportunities, I hear it. But I also have seen Eric Ten Hag give Amad Diallo an opportunity over a fit Anthony this season.
No, but
He didn't
Ronald,
touch
you heard
Anthony.
what Benidre said earlier on about like, bro, like semi-final. He should have played in the final. He should have played like. There's been
But
constant.
they
Bots,
forgot when he
bots,
got red carded.
stop,
He got red
bots,
carded. He got a double yellow,
bots,
Yeah,
and he had to come
stop,
off the pitch. Then he was suspended. They
Yeah, that was a
forget that
robbery
one.
as well. You shouldn't have got that second yellow
bots,
either.
bots.
Yeah,
Ronald.
but they
The
were
God's
blaming the
favorite
manager,
child
saying that the
syndrome.
manager
Okay,
dropped him
Bali
before.
Tech,
Before
Ronald.
I highlighted that.
let's stop the God's favorite child syndrome. I couldn't care less if Amad Diallo plays another minute or not. In the start of the season, I said he should be playing. The entire season, I've been consistent saying he should be playing over Garnacho. Garnacho is an impact sub. Stop misprofiling Garnacho into a player he isn't right now. He isn't ready to start 90 minutes right now. Maybe in a season or two, he might be, not right now. My only question to anyone, because someone said, if Amad Diallo would be on the transfer market, he would go for wild money. I just want to ask one simple question. Which club in the Premier League in top 6 does Amad Diallo start?
Who said it had to be a Premier League? It was me that said that first of all.
I'm not questioning your statement, Cole. I hope you understand. I'm just saying.
No, I know. But I didn't
which
say it
team
would
does
have
he
to be the
start?
Premier League. I didn't say it'd have to be a Premier League club. I
Okay.
said a club will pay a lot of money for it.
I'm not going off of your statement. I'm just saying, as you mentioned, you might be right, but I'm talking about which club, because I consider Manchester United to be in the top 6, right? So I'm just
Okay.
keeping that in context and asking which club does he
We're
start
not in the
for?
top 6.
Benidre, are you really? So you're
Yes.
a 14th left. Okay,
Yes,
so
really.
you're
He might start
for
you're a
Brighton,
middle team.
Ronald.
You're a middle team man, then, right? So so don't answer. It's okay if you don't believe it. Don't answer. The question's not for you, Benidre. In that case,
Whatever, man.
No,
Who
why
Aston Villa got in their
why
wings?
is
They
he
got
getting
Bailey and
pressed?
who?
One second.
Who's
Why are you
Aston Villa
getting
got in
pressed,
their wings?
Benidre? Benidre, why are you getting pressed?
no,
I
no.
didn't say
Leave
nothing to you.
Benidre alone, Ronald. Leave Benidre alone.
No.
Ask the question.
Leave him alone.
Ask
Ask
him.
him to leave me
You
alone.
just said
Bro,
that.
No. Benidre and I have the same feeling, bro. Like, we're not top 6. Let's just face it. Like,
bro, hey, but see a little word. Yeah, I'll continue watching this stream. Little word. We got
Little
a run.
warrior.
Yeah,
You're a
man.
little
Bless up.
warrior. Get out of here.
what's up, bro? Okay, but your question, you were about to ask a good question, was which clubs would be suitors
Bro, it
for
was a fucking
Diallo?
simple question. Which club does Amad Diallo start in top 6? I don't care if you believe Manchester United is not a top 6 club or not. I still believe we might be 14, but I hope we finish in top 6. I couldn't care less what kind of reality you're living in. I'm
I think
talking of my
Brighton,
opinion.
Ronald.
The question was my question. It was a very simple, innocent question. Man made a malice out of it.
So
Right.
Do you want me to answer them? Do you want me to answer?
on the
I
left,
don't
they
know.
have what's his name? Mitoma, but on the right, is it Andingra or something? Who's the Brighton?
Yeah, like look, Brighton operate in very small spaces. Like so like that's why you see players like Caicedo struggling when they move to Chelsea, where they have to cover bigger spaces. The only club that I can see that like play in small enough spaces to get the best out of Diallo in the Premier League, I don't know about foreign football, is Brighton. But to be honest,
Minte. Okay.
I think if Diallo was put on the market tomorrow,
Is
you'd
he
see
better than
more.
that kid?
It would be the Championship where you'd see more teams trying to buy
I
him from.
disagree.
Well, it's the only league he's performed in.
So Darius, the only reason why I disagree is because
He scored in an FA Cup final.
I do.
Why are we
feel
saying he's
Amad
only performed
Diallo-
in the Championship? Why are we
Because
saying that?
Ahmad hasn't scored in an FA Cup final.
So Darius, I feel
In
Amad
a semi-final he
would
has, which is
also-
classed as a final, no?
He basically
No,
got
because
us
it's
to the
called the
final.
semi-final.
No, but it's
Yeah,
classed
but
as the
he-
finals. Finals, plural.
Okay,
They
all right,
call
fine.
it
Of
final.
a cup competition, then like Ahmad has performed in the cups, in weaker European cups like the Europa League. He's performed in cup football. He hasn't performed in top flight league football, and the only league that he's shown consistency in is the Championship. So
But that doesn't
why
mean
would you
that doesn't-
expect the
but
Premier League
that
to
doesn't-
buy him?
But hold on, Darius, your logic is flawed. Because if
Okay.
that's your logic, then why exactly is Haaland balling out in this league? Why was he a top performer? He should only be good in Dortmund.
Champions League.
Bro, I couldn't care less. He played for Atlanta as well. Did you forget?
So who are you talking? Are you talking about the guy at City
Ahmad
or
Diallo.
our guy?
Again, my only point was when you said the statement, the reason why I kind of disagree with you is because I do feel he can do good in an Italian league. He could do well in a Spanish league. All those leagues might be fitting towards how this player plays.
Sure.
But when I asked the question for top 6, I don't know why we're talking about Brighton all of a sudden as if they're top 6. But I was just talking about the big top 6.
Ronald, but I think you need to establish who the top 6 are in your mind then. And then we'll tell you who we think.
In my mind,
I think he
mind,
means
okay,
the traditional
let me
clubs.
establish that for you, Kole. The big 6 in my mind are Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, Manchester United, Tottenham, and Chelsea.
Get United out of that list, bro. Like, right?
Tottenham and Chelsea. Fuck it.
So
Tottenham and Chelsea.
So on YouTube, you haven't seen the big 6. Have you seen Aston Villa in there?
Bro, you asked the question. I'm trying to answer you. Tottenham and Chelsea.
Okay. Tottenham and Chelsea.
Yeah.
That's fair
Tottenham
enough. So
and
you're
Chelsea
saying
will
over
take him.
Kulusevski, he plays over Kulu.
Yeah, I play him.
And he plays
Why
over
not?
Plays over
Madueke.
Palmer.
Huh?
No, not Palmer, Madueke.
No, not Palmer. Palmer's playing in the 10 anyway. He's not going to play with Palmer, is he?
Palmer
Yeah.
is a 10. So yeah,
Ahmad is clear of Madueke, hands down. Come on.
Do you think so?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's
Oh,
Madueke done? Well, hold on, no, wait. Why have we got all this vitriol for Man United players that we support? But then what's he done, bro?
Yeah, is
The
it
same
Cole?
way that
Is
you're
it
saying
Cole?
about Ahmed.
Wait,
Hang
did
on.
someone
So,
just
is
shout?
it Cole or is it Cole? Or I don't want to get your name wrong.
It's Coley.
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 All right. So the thing is, right, is that when I say I think like Madueke is better for Chelsea, I'm talking more about the system rather than like as an individual technical player. Because Madueke has to cover more ground, he has to press, he has to do all these other things. Whereas what Ahmad's really good at, right, is Ahmad, when you compare Garnacho to Ahmad, Garnacho is our entry into the box. When Garnacho gets the ball, we don't know what is happening. It's like a crack addict. Anything is possible. He doesn't have a clue what he's doing, right? Fair enough. With Ahmad,
why is everyone shitting on Ahmad at the moment? No,
right?
I'm sorry.
No.
I've already got a Faz. Like, please don't do that to my boy. I'm gonna beat Faz.
I like Garnacho.
Don't do that.
Like but,
okay, fair enough.
So with Ahmad, the things that we really, really like about Ahmad are like his technique. He gets the ball, he looks pretty, he draws a man, he doesn't lose it. He's much better ball striking than Anthony. But these are the problems you have to look at with Ahmad, is that there is a lack of real top quality end product compared to players like Saka and Salah in the top 6. He's not in that league in terms of creating chances or scoring goals. So
Saka, okay, but you're talking about. Hold on, wait.
Well, you were comparing Ahmad to Madueke though, like.
Yeah, we're not trying to throw him up against those levels, because if you look at the game, isn't Saka one of the most played players in the Premier League since he started getting played?
Beautiful footballer.
But I'm talking about game time. I'm talking about game time, bro. I'm talking about game time.
Can I finish the point? Right?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Okay.
Madueke isn't at that level either, like of Saka and Salah. Like those are the top, right? And that's because they produce at the top end. So what you have to ask yourself with Ahmad is, despite all the things that you see that is really good about him, is what are the arguments that the managers are making not to pick him? Because it's been consistent that managers, despite all the good stuff we see, they don't seem to trust Ahmad. So what is it? What is he not doing that he needs to do to get in the team? Because we need that.
It's very simple, my friend. It's very simple. It takes someone like Ruud, who's in a position that knows ball, where it's like, actually, I don't have to worry about my job. I can develop the youth. Every single manager you listed, was under some sort of pressure for their job. Rangnick stepped in from day one, wanting the director's job, and basically his performance as the interim was going to determine it. So a lot of his decisions are being based around, how am I keeping and obtaining my job? Yeah, Ollie's put in the same situation. In fact, I actually rate Ollie, because Ollie took Ahmad completely out of that and went, do you know what, big man, I'm not going to do that to you. You go play football somewhere else where you develop. Come back where you can show them who you really are and you can compete with the likes of Ronaldo and Sancho. Because you're not there yet. And if I make you try and do it now, you're going to look like shit, which you're probably not. We just haven't given you the time yet. So that's the answer to your question, my friend. Like, the kid's what? How old is he now? Is he 22? 21, 22?
Yeah, he's the same age as Anthony. 6 months.
Is it 22?
But Kelly, the difference is, right, what I'm asking you. I understand. I don't disagree with what you're saying. Like, contextually, I think that those are all actually quite interesting points. Like, that he's not ready and so on. How do we get him ready? But
no, he hasn't been. This is now, we're seeing him now starting to bubble. Like, he's starting to cook. So you need to get him on there now because he's done his loans. He's had
what's the difference?
Sorry?
What's the difference now to last year? What's he doing on the pitch that's different now?
He's scoring goals. He's scoring goals in semi-cup finals. He would have scored a goal in the final if you played him. Like, he's getting player of the months. Like, you can't sit here and tell he's coming on and being the only person when we're playing against these shit teams and everyone else is like, you lot are just supposed to lie down for us. Like, they don't want to lie down. Amad's the only person who's running the keeper down, bro. Yeah. Like, he's the only person.
Right, okay, so that's you're talking about press.
And also, sorry, real quick, real quick. One other thing I wanted to rebuttal as well, yeah? You said in terms of, like, what we expect from him, I'll even go as far as saying he's showing you there's more in the locker than even those characteristics that you've only tagged him with. What was the game that we drew real late on recently?
FC 20, Fenerbahce. Which game?
I feel like it was Fenerbahce where he put the cross in real late in the game. Yeah, from the right hand side, and everyone was saying before that game that we wanted Rashford on that side because Rashford had done something similar. Remember the game prior?
Yes.
He put a cross in, and everyone was saying, "Oh, Ahmed's not going to do that for you from the left because he's left-footed."
Yeah.
What did my boy do? My boy put in a foot from a cross with his left foot from the right hand side, and it resulted in a goal.
Yeah.
So I'd even argue to that extreme that he is showing you, look, boys, like, you've sent me out there in the trenches, and I'll come back a man. I'm a man.
I do.
Like, you need to let me put my big boy shoes on, and you need to let me show you what I can do. Yeah, go on.
The all of that, right, is I think that the manager lost a lot of faith in Ahmed based off one thing in particular, which is that in pre-season we had the kind of Sancho stuff where he was doing really well. He's playing as a false nine. Really weird habit from Ten Hag. For it to happen once is strange. For it to happen twice is a bit mad. But when you're looking at players from the lower leagues or from teams that aren't that good, there's a couple of markers you use to see if that player can step up. One of them is set pieces, because your set piece striker is normally the player that can consistently hit the ball with power, pace, and accuracy. Ahmad was on corners at the start of this season from the right-hand side. He was a Bruno. Very, very quickly, he was taken off corners, which is very telling to me. And secondly, I think that one of the big problems that Ahmad faces is that when you look at our defending on set pieces, so not attacking set pieces, defending set pieces.
Defending them, yeah. He's a bit of a liability there. I'll give you that.
Well, it's not just him. It's
the fact we've got a couple of short people.
It's terrible. Like, Martinez is terrible and Eriksen is terrible. I think that Amad Diallo suffers because when those players needed or doing well.
That is a very good point.
That's what when I'm talking about things he needs to improve. The one thing no one gives Ahmad credit for up until like the other day is Ahmad is by far our best winger at winning 1v1 defensive duels. And he did that in the semi-final where McTominay headed the ball clear. Ahmad won that ball before it broke to Garnacho. And he did
his second goal yesterday. What are you
exactly? He did it again. Like,
who's not that crazy the more song? Silent Hill.
Just
brilliant.
Yeah.
So, like, to me, I think it's about defending is the reason that Ahmad doesn't play, and not necessarily his fault.
I think the aerial thing, you're onto something with the aerial thing. I think him on the pitch with the other short people means we stack up to be a bit of a liability in the air. I think you've got a good point there. What did you start with? There was something you started with.
It's a good header for someone who's a liability. That header was phenomenal.
That header was
Yeah,
meant
but
to be for Rasmus Højlund.
let's be honest. He was poorly marked. If we're going to be honest.
But then, Coley, the thing is, we're not replacing Amad Diallo, considering the height is as a factor, right? We're not replacing him with like a Fellaini type. We're replacing him with a guy who's actually shorter than him, Garnacho, and that's peak. Why are you replacing?
Garnacho's like 5'11".
He looks shorter than Amad
Yeah,
Diallo.
but
no, Garnacho's not as short as he looks. He's like 5'11".
Corners.
He's like 5'11".
It's actually Rashford who replaces him because Rashford goes.
He's
to
also
the
tall. So there might be some logic in it.
Yeah,
there might be some logic in that.
For
But there was something you said. Sorry,
scored-
I'll start.
for somebody of his height, he scored some headers, which is kind of interesting.
Wow.
By the way,
I didn't know Garnacho and Garnacho and Rashford are same height. What the hell?
Yeah. Garnacho's not short.
that's
But
why.
ain't
Oh,
Rashford
yeah,
like
he's just-
6'2"?
He's always
Maybe
hunched over.
162.
That's why he looks like that.
Yeah, he looks
let's-
kind of weird and wonky. But to bring
Ronald,
Omo
go
in,
ahead
can
and
I ask
then I
Omo the
want to
question?
welcome Omo and Shay.
Yeah,
too.
that's what I'm trying to do. Omo, I just asked simple question to everyone on the panel. I don't know what your top 6 might be, but I think you heard what I said as the top 6 in my opinion is, right? Arsenal, City, Liverpool.
Oh yeah,
Chelsea,
I
United,
heard it.
and
I'll take
Right.
out United and Spurs right now. I don't know
So
what
my question was, the question was not top 6, by the way. The question was, which team would Amad Diallo start in if that's like, considering those are the top big 6 clubs of this Premier League?
Where's the Premier League table? Chelsea. He starts in Chelsea. He's starting Spurs. So with Villa. That's it. As in, those are the top teams, but he starts everywhere else. No City, no Liverpool. No City, no Liverpool. That's about it.
I completely agree with that.
Shay, you here?
He starts in Brighton, starts in
Wait,
Fulham.
you said he doesn't start in Liverpool and City.
Hold on.
Yeah, Liverpool, City, Arsenal. He doesn't start in it.
No, you added Arsenal in there.
Yeah, I
Smart.
just wanted to ask the Arsenal fan in the house, Shay, Amad Diallo, Osaka, who are you taking?
What the hell, boss? What kind of stupid question is that? No, Shay, don't even answer that, bro. Don't even come back on camera. One second. No, bro, no, boss. But Shay, I apologize for this fool, bro. He can't ask you questions like that, yeah? You know Saka's
I
clear,
wanted
bro.
him to go for the trap.
No, he can't ask you questions like that.
No, but there is a real question. There is a real question between Martinelli and Amad Diallo, though.
Ooh, Martinelli and Amad Diallo, Shay.
That's a real conversation. I'm not gonna lie. Because right now your boy stinks, bro. I'll take Ahmed all day.
Yeah, I think as a goon, I had to take him.
See?
You take
Brentford is probably the only other one because they're not gonna bench from Burma. Brentford's probably the only other one.
See now, hear the caveat. Because Martinelli has put in better seasons in the Prem than Ahmed. But right now, your eyes are telling you want Ahmed. So what now?
Yeah.
Like I understand. Like I'm so happy that someone is finally playing Ahmad because it's about time.
Facts.
So let him go on a free.
Out of the 4 games Ruud had, he played him once. He allowed him to start in 1. So I'm not sure what you're saying. Huh? He played him in 1 game. He allowed Amad Diallo to start in 1 game.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. So is he God now?
No, I'm not saying that he's God. I'm just happy that he okay, he's the baller here. He would have played 90 minutes if he wasn't injured at the end of the game.
4 games. So Ruud got 4 games this season. He played him in 1.
Yes.
And Erik ten Hag had 14 opportunities last season. He played him in 7. But you were more mad at Erik ten Hag for not giving him because
there's common sense because there's other players could have played him. I might should have played, but the other useless players were playing in front of him. Like that Omari Forster was playing in front of him. Like Anthony was playing in front of him when he was in his poor form. When he had that,
he was injured.
There was a bunch of factors. Like Erik ten Hag was just doing nonsense.
He was injured. Which part of injury do you not get?
That he was injured. He was injured while he was on the bench. All right, cool. I understand.
He was not. Okay, so you don't understand the fact.
No,
you from injury.
All right.
You don't understand.
I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. You said he was injured and he was on the bench at the same time.
Injury, do you?
I understand.
You don't. Oh, by the way,
Forget the
even
past, guys.
even
Forget
Lindelof was actually on the bench when he was sick, and he played minutes over Rashford, who was sick as well. So don't tell me people don't be on the bench when they're
Johnny
sick.
Evans
Okay?
failed the fitness test and played a match.
Ronaldo,
Okay.
forget the
The
past.
match where we got banned.
All right,
Who
all
did we
right.
get
Yeah,
banned by last season?
we're gonna forget the past with the virus.
So,
Yeah,
Omo,
I
you
think it
are
was the
Amad
Palace game.
Yeah,
Diallo.
the virus is spewing. I
Omo,
can see it.
Omo,
The
you're
Palace
Amad
game, we got
Diallo.
banned, and Johnny Evans failed the fitness test and he started.
Okay.
So,
Kuluvesi
Omo,
start over
Amad
Ahmad. They don't know where
Diallo.
Kuluvesi plays. Go ahead, Papi.
You're Amad Diallo. It's your last year of your contract. Are you renewing at Manchester United?
I'm talking with the manager to see if he's gonna use me in that 10 role, that double 8-10 role, because he fit that role perfectly. Like he had the shot starter, he could move in and out tight space. He's the only one that could see through that role. Bro Fernandes not even an option. So like if the manager want to use him, I'm talking to the manager, you're gonna use me in your 3-4-2-1. That's it. And if you're not gonna use me, I'm leaving. Simple
Let
as
me
that.
tell you now. Let me tell you now. If anyone's seen Amarim Sporting, he will want to have a look at Ahmad at least.
Yeah,
You
he
want to
also
have a look.
and
Whether he settles with him,
In
but
what
he will
position?
definitely try.
exactly. Like if the manager decided, oh, I'm not gonna use Ahmad, I'm okay with that. Just don't sign the contract and leave.
They're only giving him a 2-year deal, though. By the way, they're only giving him. So to me, like, don't get me wrong, he might get on with Armoring like a house on fire, and he could be starting number 10 in one of the
Cinema
number
trips.
10 roles. But they're only giving him a 2-year deal. So to me, that just tells me that if the new manager comes in and don't like him, they're just trying to hold on to his transfer value.
Yeah, they
Why
just do the Chelsea
Why wouldn't he
model.
You
be
gotta keep
signing a
something in
5 or
mind,
6
boys.
year deal? He's only 22. Why wouldn't
Boys,
he be
keep
signing
something
a
in
5?
mind.
But they haven't offered him a deal yet. He's in his final year. What am I missing
No,
here?
they've offered him a deal. It's 2 years, bruv.
He better not touch that. He better not touch that. Wait for Armour to come in to decide, because again, that makes no sense.
Is
No,
it
but
Amarim?
again, no. See, this is what. No, you got anything for business.
If I'm Ahmad and Armour is not playing in those 10 roles, I'm leaving immediately. I'm a starter. If I'm not starting, I'm
Bro.
leaving. Don't waste my time.
My brother, you gotta keep in mind, yeah. No one pays like us, bro. No one pays like us. If you at least sign that contract, yeah, you've
What, for 2
guaranteed
years?
yourself a wage rise of whatever you was gonna get in next place. So it's best you do sign that because it guarantees a certain amount of value for you in your pocket in terms of your wage. Never mind the value, never mind the fee, sorry. The player don't give a fuck about what the fee is. What he cares about is the signing on fee and the wage. And the best way to make sure that goes up is to sign a Man United contract. Everyone knows what we do, bro. We overpay everything for everyone. Come
Well,
on,
I mean, Chelsea do the same thing where they have like a loan system that nets them huge amounts of money, and they ship these kids off like all over the world. And I would suspect that, like you say, they don't care about the transfer fee. And in this day and age, they'll get a little bit of that. They'll get 10%.
No, they get a sign-on fee, but that'll be completely separate. Think about the Haaland.
I think they'll get part of the. Well, Haaland definitely. Like, I mean, Haaland got about was it 50 million for Alfie and 50 million for him?
Yeah, as his sign-on fee.
Yeah, but I mean, like, he's a top player. Like these other players at these clubs, like there are Chelsea boys from going back as far as I know, like 8, 9, 10 years that were getting put up in 60 grand a week houses, if you can believe it, like on decent money. And the trade-off is that they were getting sent to Royal Antwerp, like, and these are boys like Salah and De Bruyne at the time. So with Ahmad, it makes sense for the club to tie him down because we can still generate money off that loan system. But I'm more interested in, like, Ruben Amorim is coming in as head coach, right? So he's primarily responsible for game model and training, but he's going to have a huge amount of input, I would think, into contract renewals. And I think that, unfortunately for Ahmad, his remit has... Does anyone disagree with this? Like, Ruben Amorim's remit has got to be Yoro, Garnacho, and Kobe, like the 3 golden boy players. He's got to develop those players above everyone else. And Mainu is an interesting one because he's either got to play at the bottom of the box or the front of the box, so as a 6 or as a 10, essentially. But Ahmad, do we have with Garnacho, someone that is a kind of club poster boy. Rashford is a poster boy. Where does he fit?
Wait. Who are these golden boys?
Well, say the name.
For real.
I'm so
There's a
surprised.
list
That
of
part.
the most valuable players.
Bro,
So
do you know what happened to David Beckham? Do you know that David Beckham got a boot dashed in his head and dashed out the club? Like, no, come on, there's no golden boys anymore.
Well,
There's
No, that's a list.
Say
That's
the
a list of the
list
top 10
again.
players under
Say the
21.
golden boys
No, I get
again.
you.
Last time you said Maino. You said who else?
Garnacho and Euro.
Right. The Euro one, I don't think any manager worth his grain of salt is going to be trying to invest too much time on someone who's come in and had an injury straight away. They're going to let that one play out as it may. Yeah, because injuries are things that are really out of our control if you think about it. Like, you could build plans around this kid, and then all of a sudden his foot goes again, and now he's out for a season.
What do you think my point was? Have I misexplained myself?
No. I'm just going through the list of them, so I'm coming around. Yeah, like basically, I agree with what you're saying, but I think I'd switch a player or two, maybe even extend the list, because one thing you have to take into consideration, or two things you have to take into consideration here, is you've looked at that from the footballing perspective. You got to think about the business perspective that Ineos are going to put on the manager's head, which is there's a striker there who's young, who's showing promise, and we spent probably over like value for. So, big man, you got to make sure we at least, huh?
He's not their signing though. If Ugarte is a better example.
No, I'm talking about Rasmus.
Yeah, he's not their signing, Ineos.
No, but it's still on the books. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but right. Do you think Ineos would prefer Rasmus Højlund to be a success or Manuel Ugarte?
Two different positions. Why not both?
Why? Because Ugarte is their signing. He is the guy that they've gone and got. Rasmus is from. All right, do it between Rasmus and Xerxes. Like Xerxes, Ineos signing. Like
how much was Xerxes?
40.
Bro, you're not thinking about it from a business perspective. I've risked 40 million on one person. I've risked twice the amount on someone else. I need the guy that I'm taking double the risk on to come off.
They haven't. The club under the Glazers got Rasmus Højlund in.
Yeah, but they're bought into that now. They don't get to go, that was just you. And it's not going to affect us.
It's like a manager, right? It's like a manager.
My friend, it still affects our wage bill. It still affects financial fair play. It still affects the club.
How much is Rasmus getting paid? He's not getting paid that much.
115, I believe. That's what I saw.
Yeah, but I mean, like wages are counted differently to transfer fees under amortization. Amortization is your contract length divided by the transfer fee that has to be paid off. Wages are treated as expenses, so they're not. I don't think they're actually factored into financial fair play. So you're right about the fact that Rasmus represents a significant financial burden. But what I am saying, and that it's just my opinion, is that Ineos have come in understanding that the club is terrible. They made a wild statement talking about Casemiro. They named a player as a bad investment, which is, I think, is a bit. Yeah, I think that's a bit crazy.
Especially someone with his reputation as well. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It was unbelievable. But like, the point that I'm making, right, is that I think that Ruben Amorim has come in and he's been told that there's a couple of things that they want to sort out. One is style of play. One is connection with the fans. But I think they look at the players that are regarded with the most value, like from various lists and from their conversations with agents and so on, which are Kobe, Yoro, Garnacho.
It's interesting that you don't mention Bruno Fernandes in your three players that you just listed.
Bro, Bruno's a problem because he needs replacing. He's 30.
Yeah, but they gave him a new contract.
His contract was not renewed under Ineos, or was it?
It was Ineos. I think, I understand, Pappy. I know the point you're making, but one of the things that Ruben Amorim did that is so impressive, I think, on a business level, is that since he became like head coach of Sporting, the sales that they have made in that time have been more than in their entire history before that. So, and that is seen as a metric for the development of players. And Bruno, we can't really develop him anymore. We just need him for the moment, I think, is what's happened. Is that if you
need
get rid of Bruno,
because it's convenience.
Well, it's also like Professor. It's also things like his club captain.
Yeah,
I think
Stephanie, you're right.
Bruno is an incredibly good trainer. He's available all the time. He's well liked by the squad.
Convenience.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. If you want to put that as convenience, then yes, it is convenient somehow for us to pay 350 grand a week to a 29-year-old. But my point is that when you go to Ahmad, first of all, has to be profiled as if he's a wide player or an inside player. And the wide player is essentially a wing back, right? Is Ahmad going to play as a wing back? I doubt it. I don't think he can. I don't think that he can do the defensive stuff, the running, all of that.
Why don't you think he could do the defensive stuff?
Why? Because it's like it's defending the back post. It is defending the channel, which is the space between a fullback and the centre back. It's all these things that I don't think that he's best suited for. Like I don't think there are many in our squad who can do that. It's complete like when you play as a winger, right?
This where coaching come into play because again, Amaran at Sporting Lisbon, he didn't have any wing back. He was buying wingers and turning them into wing back.
Okay, but
that's where I was about to go. That's exactly where I was about to go. Thank you.
His two wing back at Sporting, they're both wingers in the other team.
How does a winger defend versus a wing back?
Wait,
how does a winger defend versus a wing back? Well, I mean, a winger will track back with their man. They'll usually face up with their man, but I mean, they're rarely defended. Huh?
They won't face up with their man. They double up on their man. That's the difference. A wing back faces, a winger doubles up because a winger's job defensively is to stop the ball inside.
I just had a question. Would Ahmad Diallo be considered?
I don't agree with that. As someone who played on a wing, I don't agree with it. God.
Okay, well, trust me. Honestly, your game will improve because, right, when you think about it, right, someone like Jack Grealish.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
What the hell?
Sure. Last time, let's hear Ronald because I don't want to.
My apologies.
Get on the hypotheticals of like why does a winger versus a wing back defend?
Yeah, Harry Maguire.
Which winger or wing back we're talking about?
Would Harry Maguire fit in the Ruben system?
Yes.
In a way, like for certain matches, because
are we going to facilitate him or he's going to fit in the system?
He can't fit in the system because the way he's tall and the way he's able to like his long range passing is by far the best on the team, and it could help on set pieces goals. Because the same thing.
I think he would fit in the. But I think he would fit in the middle instead of.
More in the middle, play like him and Lindelof fits more in the middle than anything.
No, not Lindelof.
I mean, going by the players you have right now available.
Again, you're picking players, not this, not that. Listen, the manager will come in.
That is in Lindelof's skill set that makes you feel like
Lindelof cannot defend on the wide. He cannot defend on the wide. So if he's gonna use Lindelof, he's gonna put in the middle because defending out the wide, Lindelof cannot do it. That's his weakness.
Okay, so
I tell you, bro, Lindelof's not gonna get a look in his team. Lindelof is not gonna get a look in his team.
Hold on, but. So let's just say Euro has a relapse, right? Because he's coming back from injury, right? Just taking an example, a hypothetical. You still need to consider and talk about the backup options that Ruben has this season. Do not discard them as if they don't exist, because they do exist. We have been fully in situations where you have to use Lindelof in as a centre back or a centre midfielder. There's evidence of that. So do not just say or brush it off by saying, he's just crap. Because you still have to use that crap. You still have to fit that in. And I was just asking the innocent question because you have to still use him. My only concern was with the fullbacks we have currently, as Omo was saying and Darius was talking about it, we do have Mazraoui and Diego Dalot, right? This current squad, not the one he would enhance upon in the summer. I do feel that Ahmad Diallo would be better off as a centre attacking midfielder in that system. Rather than a wing back, because if I have someone like Mazraoui and Dalot, I'd rather use them. Because I know offensively they're decent, but defensively they're decent as well. Why would I gamble my money on a player who's offensively good, but defensively I don't know? Because I don't want my fullback or my wing back, as we say, or in this current system we would have to say, to play catch up.
Yeah, but
That's not wrong.
there's something you
That's
are
not
missing, which is
wrong.
the defender.
He can
There's a
play
central
anywhere.
midfielder. There's a central midfielder that's always going to be within region as well. Like, it's not just going to be all. It's not the same as when you play it. And sorry, I can't see the names on the screen, but my friend who's been breaking down the technical aspects.
Darius.
No,
Oh, that's
Barton.
Darius. Don't call him
Barton.
the.
Is it
Call
Barton?
me Darius.
Call him Darius.
Darius. Yeah.
His name is
You'll
Darius.
attest to
Don't call
this,
him
yeah?
that.
You'll attest to this. So you see when you got a free back and you got your wing back obviously patrolling down the channel, like you said.
Yeah.
You've obviously got a holding midfielder here, innit? Right or wrong?
Yes.
Are we?
So here where my
do you have
thumb
the
is.
ball or not?
The two
Pardon?
sixes.
Are we on
Yeah.
the ball or not?
No, we'll be defending.
We'll be defending.
Yeah.
Look, basically, what you'll get is that the wing back, will have to go out and apply pressure, but only when the defensive midfielder comes into that space between him and the outside centre back. Is that what you're saying? Yes.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So
Perfect.
it's not the same when you're in a 4, that corner and also up the channel, that's your responsibility, innit? And you're not to leave your centre backs exposed. Like, you're to act as the 4 unit. But the 3 acts a lot differently. It acts a lot differently, and it sounds it sounds like you're undermanned, but you're better covered. Weirdly, it's mad when you're actually playing it, but you're better covered because anyone who tries to go into that pocket meets 3 people. They meet a centre back, a centre midfielder, and eventually your wing back will be there somewhere in it. If they haven't tracked them back, then they'll be there eventually. So,
But
My
it
like,
begs the question about
could you correct me? Did I hear it wrong? Someone was saying, like, one of the people, because I'm learning with Ruben. I don't know what ball he plays, so I'm on every channel trying to learn what anyone is trying to educate on. That's why I like when Darius comes on stream, because he polishes what Omo says, right? So I just want to ask the both of you. I think when we defend under Ruben, we defend in a different style. And when we attack in a different style. I don't think he just constantly plays 3-4-3 the entire game, does he? That's what I heard someone say.
There is a shift.
When
There's a
he's
shift in the pattern.
attacking, when he's attacking, he changes the formation to something else. It's not 3-4-3.
Yeah, this
when
is
he's defending, it might be.
Ronald, this is the game model, right? You don't actually really have formations in football anymore. Like, if you, for example, are defending in a block, you're using a zonal system where people are responsible for defending the zone rather than the ball or the man. Like, when like Cole was talking about, like, the space between the wing back and the outside centre back, for example, if a player makes a run there, of course a midfielder has to go with him and things. So you have a slight sort of zonal man difference. But Amarin, like, what he is really, really good at is each of the different phases of play. We have 3 phases of play in possession and in defense. So you have high line, mid block, low block, or, like first phase, second phase, third phase. He uses different shapes within them. The thing that is really interesting about Amarin in terms of defense is that traditionally in a 3 centre-back system, you are absolutely screwed for transitional play, because all transitional play needs width. And if your fullbacks, your wing backs, are very, very deep, it means it's extremely difficult to get out and to do quick counterattack. So what I've noticed from Ruben Amarin is he uses a style of play that is, for me, it's called La Nuestra, which is an Argentinian style of play, which is less organized around zones. Like Pep, for example, he will have players in between the line with the aim of them receiving the ball in space going forward. Amarin's style is that the players don't organize themselves in zones. They organize themselves around each other, which allows, I'll give you an example. Cole and York used to do this. They used to position on diagonals that allowed them to do step overs, little combinations, and things like that. So Amarin's style of play is incredibly fast and direct in the transitions. And that's how he kind of deals with the fact that he's got wing backs. But make no mistake, because he's Portuguese and their coaching philosophy, he is incredibly well drilled in every single aspect of the game from what I've seen. And that's how they managed to do City, the best team in Europe, 4-1 despite not having a huge amount of chances. It's because their game model allows them to attack and to defend and always have a threat. So when they don't have the ball, they're in control of the game. And when they have the ball, they have a route to go. It's extremely impressive, but you have to remember Ten Hag looked similar at Ajax as well. So I hope that that's of interest to someone.
You broke that down
So
perfectly.
when you say that, well, that is kind of
Papi
alarming
lights
to
it
me
up
because
when he heard Ten
when you
Hag.
say that,
Shut up, almost. Shut up. Sit
wait,
me.
see, it's okay. Let him be, bro. Don't do that.
No,
When you say that, Darius, that's alarming to me. You know why it's alarming to me? Because with Ten Hag, I always not that. With Ten Hag, I always told bots that Ten Hag is a coach who needs young players who are hungry. Ten Hag as a manager is very difficult for him to be successful with somewhat luxury players who in their minds do not have to do enough. I don't know if when you say it's very similar to Ruben and Ten Hag, I'm just worried that
I'll tell you what I think the
Ruben
difference
comes
is.
when Ruben comes in, I hope I really hope and pray Ruben doesn't build a team around Bruno, and Ruben finds an alternate to Rashford and Bruno. At the same time,
that's gonna have to happen due to their age anyway, bro. That's gonna have to happen.
Just not the age aspect of it, Colin. The thing is, I know, like, what age is Kevin De Bruyne right now?
31,
31?
31, 32, right? But now Man City is trying to phase him out. They've already
they've changed him.
Yeah, right. But at the same time, I just want no manager to now, or Ruben, for example, because I want to back this manager, right? But right now, I'm not backing him. I'm not backing the players. I'm not backing the manager. I'm just backing the club. So,
Ronald,
okay,
I will give you reasons to back Amorim based off what you've told me. Okay. Amorim is 39 years old, and you could be worried that he is an Andre Villaboas style manager, like coming from Portugal, very, very young, good track record. Can he do it with these guys? When you look at someone like Carlo Ancelotti at Real Madrid.
I was right. Thank you, Brush, for bringing it up.
Wow.
These guys were saying 31, 32. I said 32. Okay,
so I know you like science, Ronald. There is
just took the jacket off. He's going to beat you.
Uh-oh.
All right, there is... Sorry, all right. Sorry, I'll invest in the Halifax. Don't worry about it. There's something called self-determinization theory by Ryan and Detchi, 1977, which is essentially a style of like psychology that Ancelotti uses, where he gets everyone to be involved in the decision-making and the collective.
Yeah, everyone's talking about this at Juventus.
Yeah, like, and also Klopp, I think, was like this, and everyone thinks that like Fergie was this kind of like authoritarian monster, but Fergie was a motivator and a transformational leader. I think that the problem you had with Ten Hag is essentially he's a robot manager. He's like, you do this, you do that. Like, you've got to run here, you've got to do that. He never involved players in the decision-making process. And when you have Casemiro, Varane, Ronaldo, players that have done it all at the top level, they need to be involved and things. Yeah. They're not robots. Yeah. They need to be told. I think because of Amorim's age and how close he is to playing football, we've seen the pictures of him against like Christian Eriksen. I think he understands this. I think he understands modern players. And do you know what, Cole? He knows Ronaldo. He's been in the squad with him, like at Portugal. He understands the pressures.
Has he played with Bruno?
With who?
Bruno.
No, he had never played with Bruno.
2016,
you would be surprised.
You
would be surprised that Ruben has actually played with Ronaldo, but he's also played with a current United player.
Eriksen.
Yeah.
Eriksen and Evans.
Ruben has played with Lindelof.
Lindelof, have you noticed Lindelof has been in every bloody Ruud team? He's either come on or he started. I think that's quite telling.
Yeah.
So when Lindelof, I think, started his career, I think it was Benfica, if I'm not wrong. There's an image as well where a young Lindelof is coming from the shadows. Just looks exactly the same. I don't know.
It was really good. I think
He
we
might
went
have
for Lindelof over Diaz, like Ruben Diaz. But so right, Ronald. The first thing is that I think that whilst I agree with you that Ten Hag really wanted like very young
Why are we talking
players.
about that bald broad?
because you're bald. Hold on.
Well,
Go on.
he asked the question. He's asking what's the difference between them because Ten Hag had a better CV at this point. Is that I think that like Amorim has demonstrated that he is able to integrate players into decision making better. He has some experience of English football because he did his coaching under Jose, like his badges at Old Trafford. And believe you me, the Portuguese do not F about with sports science. They are the best in the world and they have been for 40 years. Like that's why Ronaldo is the way he is. I think that all the things that you're concerned about with Amorim are very accurate and very well grounded because how is this any different? But
So Darius, would he be a manager who would be like hit the ground running, or
no,
would our fan
He's a
or would
project.
our fan
He's a
base
project
or
manager.
would our because here's the thing, our fan base is like bots, trigger happy. They're just ready with the gun, with their fingers on the trigger. It's 18
Dennis, let me
months,
say this.
and when it's 18 months and 1 day, they're starting shooting.
Yeah,
right, hang on,
so
Ronald.
but let me tell you something bro, that everyone needs to swallow real quick, and it will help all of that. Everyone needs to swallow this part.
Major.
Shut up, man. Context.
Pause, bro.
No, shut up. You're too drunk to tell me pause. Shut up. Sit back.
It's respect for this.
Fucking, what was I gonna say?
Look at him falling in his own chair.
You threw me up, bro. You threw me up.
About Ten Hag. Everyone used to say about Ten Hag.
Hold on. Let Colin speak his mind.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say, what you have to just get over straight away is everything you got told about Ten Hag. This is a project. You need to hear all that. That applies now, and it actually does apply this time, innit? But this is just a better candidate for it. And that's annoying, but that's the bit you have to get over real quick because that's where
See, that's my concern, Corey, because I know. As an individual, I'm okay in giving time. Bro, I was okay in giving time to Ten Hag. I am more than happy to give Ruben as much time as he requires. But then I know people on my left who, if you see the screen, you know. But I know people who would not really be that comfortable in giving time. So either
Let me explain myself.
Let me complete. Because Omo, I know him as a person. He likes to see progress. When he saw progress with Eric Ten Hag, he was okay. He kept shush. He said nothing. The day he saw a few decisions go left, he was very quick. He clocked it. He was like, you know what? He's not the right fit.
He sounds like me, bro. I'm documented. Yeah, I'm documented at the start of this season saying, listen, we're Man United. We start slow.
I'm saying, listen.
Release freedom to Tottenham.
Hold on. Let me at least land. So, Cole, you might have said it this season. I said it 2.5 years ago when Ronaldo and Eric Ten Hag thing was going on.
I was side-eyed. Definitely side-eyed.
I said Eric Ten Hag out at that time. Omo convinced me along with someone else. I can't name him, but they too convinced me that he's the guy because they saw progress in what we were doing. Bro. It's fine. But now I know Omo. If he doesn't see progress, Omo would give Omo. You know when was Eric Ten Hag out? Bro, you wouldn't believe me when I say this. I think it was the 3rd or the 4th game into the season. Last season.
Yeah.
Bro.
I remember.
Bro, last season.
Listen. What I'm looking for is
ball.
Listen. What I look for is progress. If I see you're building towards something, I'm gonna stick close to you. Like, okay, I see what we're doing here. We're building towards something. But he started building towards something and he stopped. I'm like, wait a minute. What you're doing is nonsense. You're wasting my time. What you're doing is not sustainable. Sustainability is very important. You can't just get wins, scam wins here and there. You're not building towards nothing. And when people say, start playing that point, it is very important. It's very important. It wins your league. Scamming wins your cup.
What wins your
Yeah.
cup? Sorry.
Scamming.
Oh, right.
419.
Can I ask you a
Yeah, that's
question?
what he said. 419.
Pappy, get back here.
I
Where
need
you
to
going?
piss. I need to piss. I need to piss. Keep going.
Oh, for
I
God's
can hear
sake.
the conversation though.
All right.
But yeah, no, I'll be real with you, yeah. Like, that's what this situation is. This is a project manager. Like, it's not.
And
Listen, go on.
No, I was saying I'm just saying with Amarin, because again, when he was at Casapia, when he didn't have his license, he was doing his 4-4-2. Then he told the club, like, if I don't win my next game, I'm leaving. He said it after 10 games. Then that's when he went to 3 at the back. Then all of a sudden, 10-game winning streak. Got them promotion, then relegation because he didn't have his license. Listen, if you want to, if you're gonna come in and start with the 4-2-3-1, because again, you're just new to the club, understand, but the end goal has to be 3-4-2-1, because that's your bread and butter. Your end goal has to be your bread and butter. If you don't go to your end goal or like not try to win, like, okay, if you want to do this new formation and win games with it, okay, but make it sustainable. Don't just do this one time.
But
And
then this is where we as fans, yeah. This is where we as fans, like, Dallas is like come and spit so much knowledge, yeah. And this is where we as fans, when we have these conversations, we have to actually let the penny drop and put all of the things, there's many spinning plates involved. And what you have to realize is, if you're going to make a drastic change to this team with that system, we don't have the squad for that. We don't have the squad to do that.
Cole, you remember you said a thing right now about everything that we heard under Ten Hag is going to be applied to Ruben as well. Now, here's the thing. I hate it when Omo's right. I absolutely despise it. I hate it because I have to accept it, right? That he's right. But he said last season, 3rd or 4th game week, Erik Ten Hag is now a stepping stone for the next manager. So I hope he's right on that whatever we expected out of Erik Ten Hag would come into fruition with this manager, even though it would be the same song, because every Christmas has the same Christmas carol that we like. Darius, what?
Has that ever happened? Has a manager ever used another manager to like use their squad to win a league? I think that they've always like,
to go, well, not league, but
I mean, again,
maybe at Chelsea.
No one's expecting Ruben to win a league right now when he comes into game week 11. We're expecting him to win the next season Premier League maybe, but then he will have a summer where he can work upon a team. You remember when Mourinho came into the Chelsea squad? How much of that Chelsea squad did Mourinho actually overhaul? But
he got Carvalho and Thiago in.
I think he came into the first season and won the won the Premier League, no?
Yeah, but Mourinho.
Boys, hold on, boys. The Premier League's a different beast now, man. Look how much the points averages has gone up, the goals games gone up. Like catching City and Liverpool now is not when we're trying to catch us.
You have to.
Like
Pappy.
It's not like
to ask you a question.
If you hear me out, the difference is when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer left the team, or Ralf Rangnick left the team for Erik Ten Hag, that was old, not motivated, right? And it was really not fitting as to the players that he was expecting. This guy, now, the team he's going to inherit is young, is motivated. He doesn't have to change a lot of things in there, barring a few players that are really integral of how, key players that are really important on how
he has to change a lot.
The key players as well.
No,
Ronald, he has to change a lot. Right, Pappy.
No. Wait. Before, let's go to 2016, 2017 when Antonio Conte came in and
he changed the system against Arsenal. Yes.
Yeah,
he went to thread the back.
3-4-2-1. You know what he did? He took somebody who's more
Victor Moses,
Alonso on the left wing back, and Victor Moses on the right wing back. And the 3 center backs were Cahill, Luiz, and Azpilicueta. And what he did, I don't think before Antonio came in, I don't think Victor Moses had ever played wing back before, but he converted him. And then all he did was just organize the defensive shape. And then he let Hazard, Costa, and I think it might have been Pedro.
Fabregas? No, I don't know.
Bro, listen to what you just said. Hold on, wait. Listen to the names. You just said Hazard and Costa. That's a
But-
prolific goal scorer and a generational talent on the wing. We don't have those, bro.
I hear it. So this is Amorim's job now to find who is going to be our prolific goal creator and goal scorer. And once he does that, we're good.
I know, Papi.
This is what I wanted to ask you. Sorry, Professor. This is what I wanted to ask you, Papi.
Yeah.
Is that both Cole and Ronald have like doubts about what Amorim is going to kind of do and so on. And I've just realised you look so much like the Wii U boxer. But anyway,
well, we lost connection with Bob's
Wait, Bots, you look like who?
You actually do, bro. Hey, listen, you are never living that down. Oh my gosh, I need you to change that to your life flipping like what's it called? Avatar.
Who does it look
I need that to. I bet that's what you look like on Snapchat, isn't it?
No, Bots.
You killed it.
Let's bring no.
You killed it. Bring it back.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No. Well done, that man.
I'm so sorry.
Bots look like.
Nasty word.
Hold on.
Bro,
I'm so
somebody
sorry,
send this
Bots. I
guy the
didn't-
picture. Send this guy the picture, man. Please, someone send it.
What I want you to do, right, for me, is when we talked about game model, Portuguese training and stuff.
Principles, yes.
Yeah, I want you to tell Ronald and Cole in those terms why Amorim won't, like, why he needs time, what we can see are different, and things like that, so that I can sort of see if I've explained it. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, you talked about tactical periodization, right?
Yes.
That is like something that like originated from Victor
Friday.
Yeah. He's a Portuguese guy who came up with this sort of like concept that sort of like it's about players understanding like their teammates player movement, sort of like pretty much what the Brighton system is, because like but that idea came from Portugal, from this Victor Friday dude, and bro, and then the wine took over. I forgot the rest.
Fair enough. What the point I was making for like Ronald's gone, but Cole, when you talk about time and things like that, is that you have something called a game model, right? Which is how you want to play football. So like with your team, let's say last season you got promoted and you're in a tougher league this year. Like you're not going to go and play possession-based high-press football. Yes. You're going to defend in a block. You know what I mean. You know the leagues and stuff like that. You have to.
So I told that to Vincent Company, bro.
Yeah, well, he's ended up at Bayern Munich. I mean,
incredible. How does that happen? How do you go from the Championship, have the audacity to try and play the same football in the Premier League, get slapped about for it, then go Bayern Munich? How does that happen?
I think the reason why the company did it was at Burnley was a job interview. Like, I can't do this. I just need better players, and that's exactly.
No shit, bro. I just need better players. Get out of here, fam. What the hell? I want to sack him on the spot.
He's at Bayern Munich. That's all he's saying.
I know, bro. But it's just crazy, man.
It's like you go out with a 3 out of 10 girl, and you treat her in a certain way, and then Margot Robbie is like, "Yes, mate, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Let's get married." It's crazy. Like, it's crazy. But the thing is, right, is that so you have this game model, which is how you play, and what's so important is that it is kind of like it's like a map. Like when you get one, you get this big thing banged on your desk, and you're like, right, Darius, these are all the things that you need to learn, and then we're gonna put you out in training. You're gonna do all this. So it's like it's heavy stuff, and it's all about the tactics and things. This is why you don't really see managers changing their system too much during a season, because you have to completely redo it. So with Amorim, the great thing about him and the massive advantage that he has over every other manager pretty much ever is that he's got 6 months where he's essentially going to be using a lot of Ten Hag's principles about how we press, how we defend transitions, how we attack transitions, how we defend in low blocks and stuff, because he doesn't have the time to change it. and he's going to be able to look at all these players and make kind of predictions. For example, I expect that Harry Maguire, I know Ronald's going to come back for this, I think that in terms of the central centre-back, he is by far the best suited to the Amarin system. The outside...
Jesus is Lord!
All right?
Whoa.
Shout out to Mary, Mother
was saying this.
Well, because Maguire is the best at attacking the ball up the pitch. He is the best carrier of the football. He's shown himself.
Carrier.
Are we watching the same football?
Yeah.
Doctor, please talk to this guy.
No.
You're losing me. You're giving me
Carrier.
I don't
He's
know.
been saying some real stuff, but he's just said Harry Maguire.
Listen.
No.
Who's the better
I
carrier of the
disagree,
football
but
than
let
Maguire in
him
our team?
finish.
Okay.
Who's the better in defence out of Lindelof, Martinez, De Ligt? Who is a better carrier of the football than Harry Maguire, bringing it up to the first line of pressure?
Okay, this is a trick question because Martinez is the best carrier of the ball in our defense.
He never carries the ball.
He's the best person on the ball in our defense.
Yeah, but that's not carrying. That's breaking lines with passing.
Best line breaking passer.
Exactly.
And
No
on the
question,
ball,
no
turns out of trouble, move it. Martinez is the best on the ball. I hear nothing else about
yeah,
that.
but that's not the same as carrying, is it?
No, bro, I'm including carrying. I'm just going further. Like I'm
When
saying,
did you
yes,
see
he's the best at
Martinez carry the ball? I can tell you, last match I saw Victor Lindelof run past the first line of pressure, like from them Greek farmers. Martinez, what he does is he baits a press, right? He waits for players to come on them, and then he passes through the lines. That is very, very different to carrying.
I haven't got encyclopedic knowledge of the minutes and games where I've seen him carry the ball, but I promise you, my friend, on everything, I have seen it. Yeah, I've seen.
Okay, all right.
Hold on, let me finish. Yeah, I've seen Martinez take the ball in a half turn in the center of midfield, crowded by people, and pick a pass. I've also seen him dribble out of the defense. I've seen him play left back. Like he's the best on the ball.
He's done all those things.
He's the best on the ball. Right. But he's tiny, so you can't put him in the center. That's why I said it's a trick question.
Yes,
because you can't put him in the center because he's tiny. Yeah. So then
outside.
Vertically.
Well, he's the best option for the left side of that three. He's the best option for the left side. No, I think so. He's left-footed.
Yeah,
no.
Take he's the best option because he's able to go into attack.
Defending wide areas. Like you're a winger, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so you operate in wide areas. Martinez, right? So when you're defending a wide area, like you have to match your stride to the player you're defending. So you're going at the same pace. You need to get on your tippy toes so that when they cut inside, you're able to change with them. You look at players like Rudiger, who is absolutely incredible at doing stuff like this. Martinez is pretty good in low blocks in the center where he's able to kind of clamp onto players, won't let them turn and so on. But in wide areas, Traore has done him. Dan James has done him. Salah has done him. He gets done in those wide areas.
You're thinking too much because the best one to defend our wide left side is Lisandro Martinez because he's the only one that's able to go into a tackle and try to win the ball back. He's the only one. He's the only one on our defense, and the other one is Delay. And
not an outside centre back.
And I don't see Delay playing the center and that the carrier role. I don't listen. I think Maguire can do it, but I don't think this manager is going to play Maguire because again, that carrier center will also have to help him build up because the manager also like the center one of the back three to help him build up. Like I won't be surprised if that's Lenny Euro when Lenny Euro comes back. And I won't be surprised if was Maserati come back. Maserati plays center back.
I agree.
Maserati just come with other manager as a center back.
I think Mazraoui is going to play like left centre back for Amarin.
No, because the manager has used a left-footed left centre back this whole time. While no, he's not playing playing right centre back.
Right. I think that is the most overrated thing in football. Like having a left centre back, a left centre back.
It's not overrated.
I think it is. I understand.
You got to take into consideration the pace of the game. Yeah, when you're under pressure, as a defender, I'm not even a defender, but I know this about him because I see it in their body language. Like, they need to pick the safe pass quick. So, like, the easier, like, your natural foot needs to be where most of your options are.
That's
so,
not why.
It's not about, that's what I see.
You. No, it's not about you. It's about the player receiving. Is that you have to pass the ball to their far foot to open the press.
Oh yeah, you have to give them a good pass, absolutely. But again, that all comes down to your strongest foot is going to be the best.
Yeah,
tool
but
in the locker to do
I'm
that.
saying I think that is overrated. I'm not disagreeing. That's why I'm saying
Fair
I think
enough.
too much pressure is put
Fair
on
enough.
that. But with Amarin's system, there is no like first to second phase play transitions the way that Ten Hag does, where like basically they are incredibly direct. They hit big Gyökeres in a channel. Like all of the movement is to create a 1v1 out wide with the centre back for him to get up. They're not trying to play through the lines. Martinez is a player that is absolutely fantastic at breaking lines, sort of like baiting on a press and using that technical quality, his number 10 like skills to get there. But off the ball, he's very poor as an outside centre back. He's decent as a central centre back.
I wouldn't characterize it as very poor, but like, okay, go on.
Well, for me, he is. Like first game of the season, we played Fulham. He got absolutely roasted by Adama Traore when we were playing high up the pitch and was only able to deal with him when we were deeper.
Traore and Salah are the two people that I can think of.
Dan James, I saw Fulham versus United at Craven Cottage. Dan James did. Like all of Martinez's worst moments come when he's defending out wide. All his best moments come when he's defending centrally.
That will happen, but it's like you're expecting like, oh, if the person drew past Martinez, they already scored a goal. Like this is why the team come into shape. This is why Ugarte is very important in the system. Ugarte is there for the cover up.
Yeah, I said that earlier.
We're using a wing back system now, not a full back system.
No. With the also the wing back is also there for defense. It's not. The 3-4-2-1 is not so easy to like break down in one way.
Yeah, but like Omo, I'm talking about rest defenses. I'm not talking about like static formations. I'm talking about the shapes and structures that you need to have when you're on the ball that allow you to be secure against counterattacks. And in that system, Martinez is the outside centre back in the same way Walker, Ake, Akanji.
You're saying he's our weakest link in the centre backs, out wide.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean Maguire would be an absolute disaster as an outside centre back.
Okay.
But, wait. Actually, back time. Who will be a centre back? 3 centre back pairing.
Yeah.
My centre back pairing. Is everyone fit?
Yeah.
Yes, everyone is fit.
Shaw, Maguire,
Where's Shaw?
Left centre back.
Okay. Not wing back. Okay.
No.
Go ahead.
Left centre back. I play Shaw.
Let him finish.
So Shaw, Maguire, Yoro.
Ain't no way.
Euro.
Ain't no way.
Shaw, Maguire,
Yoro.
And Euro.
Oh, sorry, Euro.
Euro.
So who are the wing backs? Who are the wing backs?
I would play on the left. Oh God. I would play Bruno Fernandes and Mazraoui probably as them.
He's baiting us. He's baiting us.
No, honestly.
Wait, hold up. Do you say Bruno Fernandes and Mazraoui as wing back?
I'm not touching this one. He's trolling.
And where will Bruno Fernandes play? The right wing back or left wing back?
You just made me
left wing back.
You just made me sober, bro.
Bruno on the left wing back and Mazraoui on the right wing back. All right. Well, you have it, folks. This is the formation that Batman will play for everybody healthy.
Did you watch the Leicester game?
No, I didn't watch the Leicester game, but did you watch the Sporting game?
Yes.
Did you watch Sporting versus PSV?
No.
Okay.
I watched them versus Man City.
Because those are the important games. Like, did you watch Sporting 2 years ago before they bought Gyökeres?
No.
Okay. Let me explain to you. Because again, this man likes a wing back to be fast and quick, and they have to beat their man one-on-one. The center back helps him build up, by the way. The center back push up and build up. The center back get goals on set pieces. This is an important thing. And again, the center backs are fast, in which case Maguire is not there. You have less passing as a center back for this man team. The main builder are the 2-6 and the 2-8, which is Trincao, Morita, Hoyman, and Pedro Gonzalez. They're the main set of build-up. Okay, man. All right, you got it.
Yeah, no, I understand, but I think that Bruno is best suited to the left wing back role because he has an extraordinary engine. He's always available. He can get up and down. He can commit to duels. He was a centre back, don't forget. But also, from what I've seen, they have this little 19-year-old who is a left footer who plays on the right.
Kwanda on the left and Kadamo on the left. With Kwanda on the right, Kadamo on the left.
Yes, like so. One isn't one not called Santos or something.
Yeah, Nuno Santos. They bought him in his first season. He was a winger turned into wing back, and again, his wing backs are able to beat their man one-on-one. I don't think one-on-one. And no, you cannot just get the ball like Bruno Fernandes and bypass it with your long passing. You have to man one-on-one.
I understand that this is crazy Darius stuff and this is absolutely mental, but let me base it on some evidence. Okay. I watched the Leicester City match where they put their they didn't put a great team out. Bruno Fernandes played left midfield and was by far the deepest midfielder, and Dalot played right midfield and was by far the furthest. Bruno has, above all players that I can think of, Bruno has one of the best engines in the team. He's able to get up and support the attacks. He's able to combine on that left-hand side. He tracks his man. He's also got the ability, which is very, very rare in like modern football, to switch from one side of the pitch to the other, but not from the centre, from the flank. Something that Rashford can do as well. I think that from what I've seen, I believe that like Bruno was given an audition to look at the left wing back position, because not only that, you have to consider things like the counter press, like when you're playing there, and the fact that we're going to be playing more attacking. I believe that Bruno's better outside of the press. Like
Bepson, you're going too far. You're going too far. Like you said, Bruno wing back.
Yeah.
Can Bruno beat his man one-on-one on a dribble?
No.
But you expect him to play wing back, because most people that play wing back in this league, Tyreek Mitchell, Munoz, what the other team? The Brentford. Is it Brentford or
Rico Henry?
They can beat their man one-on-one.
Right.
6 times out of 10, they'll beat their man one-on-one. 0 out of 10,
understand? Right, okay.
Beating his man.
Professor, do you understand why you have 1v1 wingers or like wide players and why you have combination players?
Go on. Tell me for this combination.
I need to understand.
No. I'm not having this combination play on the wing. It makes no sense. I'm not having this combination on the wing. It makes no sense. You want to play combination, play the 8 role. Can Bruno Fernandes do what Pedro Gonzalez do? No. Can Bruno Fernandes do what Francis Trincao do? No, he cannot. The only thing Bruno had, because he's available, that's again is a matter of convenience with Bruno Fernandes. Because when I look at the team that didn't put us playing that number 10 role, that 10/8 role is Kobe Mino, is Amad Diallo number 1. He's best fit that role. And the number 2 is Kobe Mino. Like,
is that a no?
That's 100% no to Bruno Fernandes being a wing back.
I mean, in Ten Hag's best season for Manchester United, Bruno Fernandes played right wing a hell of a lot.
Yeah, he played right wing because he didn't want to play anybody else there. Had players available. This is a funny thing. The manager had players available, but he decided, I'm not going to play the one day. I'm going to play Bruno. He killed Bruno. He killed Bruno that year.
Yet we finished 3rd, which is something I'd bite your hand off for.
Yeah. We finished 3rd, and this is why I said the love average. The next year, what happened? He didn't.
Let me give
it's so funny that he wasn't putting Bruno on the right that year.
Okay. let me give you some of my principles of football. In attack, you need to protect yourself. So you use certain structures in order to stop transitions, most commonly the rest defense. But you also have things such as the counter press. The counter press is about the ability to like turn turnovers into goal scoring opportunities. For this reason, teams traditionally play very, very narrow on one side and overload it. That means that on the far side, your outlets, such as players like Ollie Watkins, Salah, etc., are left 1v1 with their attackers, whilst the near side winger is more of a combination player where he has people running the channels for him, cuts inside, all of this kind of stuff. Bruno Fernandes is extremely suited as an outside combination player, as we've seen beforehand. He also has the ability to get back into defence and has reasonable defensive abilities, as we saw against Liverpool, where he played as a centre-back for 45 minutes in the FA Cup final. You do not necessarily need, as a wing-back, to be able to beat your man, certainly not in a possession-based system. What you need to be able to do is break lines or move players around. Bruno has shown this.
This is why it's an Amaran system. That's why I say it's an Amaran system. Amaran, you have to beat your man one-on-one. The combination is made from the 210s. The Mazzala, those are the main combination play.
All right,
Francisco Tranquil are the combination play.
You want to do Spanish terms, I can do Spanish. I don't know what a Mazzala is, but what I can tell you from what I've seen of Amaran is that left-sided centre, that left-sided wing-back, Santos or whatever, he is not beating his man. He's crossing from the half space. Like the other one
from one-on-one position. He's not getting no help. He's not getting no overlap. He's not getting no underlap. He get the ball down there and he cross it. If he can't cross it, he beats his man. If he can't, give the ball to number 8. Like that's I say Kwanda Kwanda's like his boy. Like he saw him, promoted him up, and Kwanda is just balling on that right hand side.
I'm not talking about that side. I'm talking about the other side.
Nuno Santos.
The other side, yeah. His job basically is to it's just standard positional play stuff where he's occupying half spaces because you're playing with minimum width.
They're all touchline wingers. They get the ball, go down the wing and cross the ball. It's not so hard. Like it's such simple instruction. You cannot get that wrong. And Bruno Fernandes don't have the positional awareness because this man love pressure all over the place. That's
you
one
are 100% wrong. There is no manager in the world that would have two players occupying extreme width, like on the ball. One of the players has to be inside.
He does with Nuno Santos.
No, he doesn't.
I don't have to look at the heat map, but if I Google that right now, he's hugging the left-hand side.
Just go and look at photos. They do not have two wingers hugging it at the same side because of the principle of minimum width. This is what Ten Hag's big issue was, is the team's too wide. If you send one of your players to hug the touchline and you're compressing play on the other side of the pitch, that player is out of the game. They are not hugging the touchlines. I understand what you mean.
I'm not blind. Papi, go to SofaScore and look at Sporting to see if the fullback are hugging the touchline or not. Because it makes it seem like I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, heat maps don't show you what you think they show you.
Oh, okay.
Look at photos. Look at actual pictures.
If I look at picture, that's just one still. How about if I just bring out a video and make it more different? That's how I say heat map.
Yeah, sure.
They're hugging the touchline. They're hugging the touchline. I'm not blind here.
Visuals. They won't be doing it. It's minimum width. It is a principle of football.
Go to any sporting game. Go to anyone. It doesn't matter.
Show me photos.
PSV versus Sporting.
Photos. I don't care about heat maps. They don't say what you think they do. Show me photos.
Click on the specific player.
Let's click on a wing back.
Click on number 11.
Number 11, Nuno Santos.
Fine.
Click on the right wing.
Show me Cuenta.
No. Go number 57. No, just leave that there. Go number 57. Go to the map. Click on there. What are we doing here?
You see the difference?
What are we doing here? Tugging the touchline.
No. That's not what you think it means.
So that's not how, what is it then? Break it down for us.
You tell us what hugging the touchline is.
Sorry, look, this is a heat map. It doesn't mean anything. Like this.
This is the average position of where they are on the pitch.
Give me the context of this. Tell me what this means. This pictorial representation of what we're saying in a football.
These are the average position of where the players are staying on top on the pitch. You see how it's all over that whole left, like notice how it's all over this left hand side. Easy. Quite all over that right hand side. Easy. It's not so hard. But you want Bruno to, like.
So bath time is saying Bruno can play here, and like here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying. But I'm also saying
him to use his left foot, like when we know his right foot is his dominant foot. And
yeah, it's passing inside, like same as Perez, like same as any like wide forward these days. But what I am saying is that these things are not showing you what you think they're showing you, because you need to have them in context. And in context. Sorry?
As you're talking, I'm watching this game.
All right. Show me photos of them both hugging the touchline in different stages of play. Because just think about it this way. If you have players very, very wide and you are attacking, you're going up against a zonal defense. Okay. So they're not actually, so the right back isn't really concerned about where the left wing back is because he's keeping his shape. So what proper football teams do is they play with a concept called minimum width, where they try and get the pitch compact because it helps with defensive structures, but most importantly, it puts the other team in jail. Go and look at any picture that you can find of Manchester City, of Arsenal. They've got the other team in jail, and you don't have people in jail by having two players out wide with chalk on their boots. It doesn't happen, at least at top teams, and it's just a basic.
Something that Brush has offered to the conversation is.
I'll just be 1 second, Pappy.
Okay.
Brush is 100% correct.
Well, I know Bath Time is not listening to this, but Mezzala is a wide central midfield player in a trio or diamond, playing outside and ahead of a single deeper midfield. This role is usually reserved for a creative mobile player who is given license to go forward and support attacks, but still has plenty of defensive responsibility. The term Mezzala has come to denote, in English at least, a modern variant of the box-to-box midfielder. Barella of Inter is a fine example of this position currently.
Yes.
Oh.
KDB was that 2 years ago before his injury. Mkhitaryan was that before.
I did hear that. Like, you're talking about Paul Pogba, but
no,
Pogba Juve was that as well.
But Pogba at Juve was definitely a Mezzala, the creative player in a three.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think.
But one of the things you have to remember
in Maria,
about Italian football,
when they went to Trippi.
One of the key things, right, about Italian football that is really different to like other cultures is in Italian football, you always put your best passer at number 6. Like Pirlo, Jorginho, probably a good modern example. Gattuso, for example, was an 8. He was never a 6. So it's quite difficult to get that concept of a Mezzala into English football, because with maybe the exception of Carrick, I don't think that we traditionally see that kind of that number 6. Maybe you could argue Thiago Alcantara at Liverpool, even though it didn't work out, but it's difficult to take that concept of a Mezzala into our game. I think. But thank you, whoever put that in. That was a really good breakdown.
They got Brush.
Yeah, that's what basically it's Paul Pogba. It's a roaming midfielder whose job is to go and create triangles on one side of the pitch.
Everything okay?
I've dropped my vape.
I think your alcohol definitely killed it. Wait, what kicked in? What are you drinking?
Football Power Hour, look at your Twitter.
Sangria.
Sangria.
Well,
I
look at the Twitter.
understand, you know, at left wing back, it sounds a bit crazy, but just
This reminiscent to the game.
Let's look at the Twitter. Let's see what we're gonna find on Twitter. Okay, all right. Some images, interesting images here.
I found my plus. I paid for this.
Here we go. Let's go to image number 1. Can you see what I'm seeing? Oh, not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, here we go. Let's see. There's a couple of images that
look at the recent one I sent you.
Let's start with should we start with the most recent one? Let's go.
The PSV Sports. No, not that one. That was dead 10 hard.
Okay.
Screw all the way to the bottom.
Crystal Palace versus United. Not good.
PSV versus Sporting.
PSV versus Sporting. Here we go. All right. PSV versus Sporting. This is what we have. Omo, break it down. What is this? What are we looking at?
You go back. Move your Twitter handle back because you're missing a very important part. The screen back. Move it back. There we go. Right there. Back there, your center back. You have your center back. That's your middle center back. The one all the way far back here. These two on the same line with the ball. Those are your two center back. See this? Come to the bottom screen. Bottom screen right here. Bottom screen all the way to the bottom. Left wing back. Go to the top by the signboard, by the score sign. Right wing back. Are they both hugging the touchline or not?
They are.
No.
And Poppy.
No, last time said no. What are they doing?
No, right. What you see here?
Wait a minute. I'm trying to go deeper into this. Between the referees are the 2-10s, 2-8. You see what they are? Gyökeres is already offside. That's why I took him out. These other two below, these two center backs, the two pivot right down there. You come down a little bit more. Nah, you're going too far. Go up. The semicircle. Go to the circle. Where we pass the semicircle right there, the other half. That's the other pivot right there. It's not so hard, you know. And Bruno, I don't see a way Bruno Fernandes fit into those wide wing back roles.
Open it up so we see the whole pitch. All right, first of all, you can see the rest defense structure there on the ball, where with the 3 centre backs and the 2 pivots. Gyökeres, has he just run a channel? You were saying.
Yeah, he's offside. So I just
cut
him out.
All
Get him out of here.
So what you are going to see in your next frame is the green player nearest the ref is going to come out towards us.
This guy.
Yeah, they are going to move the ball to the left-hand side. The guy in the top right, you're correct, is the outlet. This is where Dalot was playing against Leicester. The left midfielder here is Santos. He is going to be a progressor of the football in this situation. And Bruno has played in that position many, many times. This is a really good example of why Bruno can actually play that role. So thank you.
So
have you seen him in that position?
Wait. But I want to understand. So you're saying Bruno could be here?
Yeah, because I'll tell you why, right?
Why?
So you see the guy on the ball. He is facing out to play a switch, right? Very little pressure on the ball. The red team, what they're doing is they are trying to compress the pitch towards us. So on Sporting's left-hand side, because they're blocking the pass to the. Do you see that right centre back?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You can't pass the ball to him, right? So the pass is to the guy Santos down in the bottom left.
Okay.
If Santos puts his foot on the ball, who's got to go out and see him?
The player closer to him.
Yes. Okay. So when you look at the shape again, this is basically I'm going to say this is a 4-5-1. I'm not sure where the other player is. He might have run with Gyökeres, but you can see.
Yeah.
Do you see the red player that is nearest the kickoff spot?
This one.
Yeah, exactly. That guy's job, I think, from this setup is to screen passes in between the lines. Okay. So when the black right winger has to go out to Santos, that player that was screening between the lines has got to cover the space. Okay? And that opens up a pass into the guy between the lines, the green guy that is level with the PS5 side. Do you understand? The green guy. Yeah, do you know the one I mean?
Yeah.
Right, so he's going to be able to receive that ball. We're looking at third man combinations. With the guy that is in the bottom left, if he puts his foot on the ball and he is a great passer like Bruno, or at least has the ability to make great passes, Bruno can hit that ball out to the right wing back, or the right winger in this case, if he needs to. So they're going to have to apply pressure on him very quickly. And if that block moves across, he's got the ability to pass it inside. If it doesn't move across quickly enough, he's got the ability to pass it into that number 10 that is coming in behind and between. To manipulate the block. This is something that Bruno is extremely good at. And I've seen this against Leicester.
You know that for Amron system, the wing back don't touch the ball that much, right?
I've seen four games, but the point, I think what their job is, right, is that they're looking, like most teams, to tempt the fullback a little bit out of position so that we can exploit the channel, which is the space between the fullback and the centre back, so that you can make runs in behind. That is what I would suspect. And when you look at this, what you're essentially seeing is basically an asymmetrical back four, as opposed to like a 5-back or a 3-back, with that like the left wing back in that position, with the job being to manipulate the block. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to open up spaces to hit channel balls, is my interpretation of this.
Yeah, that's all that they try to do. But it's like the way you're putting Bruno in this position to fail, like I'm surprised.
Yeah, for me, but the reason why I disagree with you is because like this position here requires a player to also it's not a passing attribute position, but it is also a pace attribute, and that's where Bruno for me falls short. Like I would find somebody else and try and put in that position, because you need to be able to, like, when you have the rest defense is good, we have the ball, but when the opposition has the ball and like say whatever that this pass that you're saying that the number 10 has to make in between the channel, what if it fails and Bruno is making it around here, around the halfway line?
And probably the important thing is like around that area, like sometimes you might not find the pass and you might just have to go and beat your man. And like you can see the goal that Sporting scored in the versus City in the second goal. Immediately after kickoff. Can Bruno do that? No, he cannot.
Oh.
Yeah, but you can't rely on players to beat a man. Like, come on. Like, it's not 2002.
It is very important.
Last time, you're the one that we're talking about ball carrying. When has Bruno ever carried a ball? Bruno is
you're completely correct. Bruno's weakest attribute is carrying the ball, without question. He doesn't understand. I can't say that about a professional footballer. Bruno is he's like, do you know like a trebuchet and a catapult? Like,
no, I don't know, but
from what I've seen so far, Bruno cannot carry the ball.
Oh, catapult, like
he gets it and he just launches it. Casemiro is the same. This is why, to a degree, we miss McTominay, because when you want to carry a football, right, is where the defense is equal to the midfield. So it's 4-on-4, because the defenders, they can't go and commit or they'll get killed. So you carry the ball up the pitch, like to push them back. Like they're sacrificing space in front instead of space behind. Sorry, space behind instead of space in front. Etc. Bruno's biggest problem for me has always been the fact that when he gets the ball, it's just let's just boot it, basically. Let's hit it quickly. Yeah. I completely agree with all of that. But Bruno's played as a pivot. Like his debut against Wolves, he played, I think, as like the number 6.
Mhm.
I believe that when you look at the players in the wide area, like you've got Mazraoui and Delo, who seem to be the outstanding candidates. Okay, I think that their attacking play isn't particularly good. All right, like I don't think they're very good at combining. I don't think that they're great channel runners, and they definitely do not have the quality in the half space areas to be top wing backs. Okay, nothing against them. I think they're both very good players, and I'm happy to have them. When you look at the other options for that position, you're looking at Luke Shaw, who I agree is a very, very good player when he's fit, but he's never really fit. Then you're getting on to Rashford, Dalot, Garnacho, and you've got to consider the engines, because these players, like, would you put Vinny Jr. as a left wing back? No, you wouldn't, because he's very good over 20 yards, but he's not very good over 60 or 70 yards. Exactly the same as Rashford.
The only people that could play the wing back for our team right now is Anthony's number 1 for a fact. Garnacho can be converted into that. And that's about it. Dalot so. Majority, I see him as a center back.
But
Shaw, I see him as a center back because he doesn't have that piece anymore.
Dalot for me is more than so because I actually remember when we had during the days of early days of Erik ten Hag, I used to say, "Oh, please play Dalot as right midfielder and then play Wan-Bissaka as right back," because like Dalot felt like he is somebody that could probably give you a lot more offensively, and like if you let the defensive duties fall to Wan-Bissaka, you'll be fine. And essentially what I was asking for is just Dalot at a right wing back position.
Yes, I think so. Dalot, I think, is the most suited to that, but I think Dalot is more of an outlet, right? So when you think about a player like Ollie Watkins, he's not really okay. Actually, let's bring it back to Rashford. In Rashford's best season, Rashford was the furthest player forward, and he was out on the left. And we would bang the ball. He would get the ball. Like he would either try and combine with Martial and Shaw, or he would go straight to goal, depending on the situation. I think Dalot could be an outlet for us because of his pace and his power, and he's not a bad footballer at all. And he's also really good at getting back. Like he's got an engine to play out wide. I look at I look at players in the team who've got an engine, and Bruno's the only other one that really strikes me as a player that can get up and down for 90 minutes for a 60, 70 game season.
Then put him in the double pivot, double six then. Because the way that you're worried so much about
doesn't win enough headers.
He will do that.
Doesn't win enough headers.
What is that?
Doesn't win enough headers to play in a double pivot.
Ugarte is pretty much the same way.
I agree. That's why I'm not a huge fan of Ugarte. The most important thing for me in a double pivot is aerial and ground duels. And Ugarte, he's okay at ground duels. I mean, like we had a big conversation.
Probably the best in ground duels for our team so far.
I think Mainu is better.
You see that's Ten Hag fault for converting Mainu into a box-to-box player when he's not.
Mainu's got.
Mainu like Amaran. I pray that he puts Mainu and Ahmad in that double 8 role because him and Ahmad fit that role perfectly. Like like the way they have hips. They have hips.
I know what you mean. Yeah,
they can move out of.
Good aerially, but like maybe on the ground he's better. But aerially, Maino is one of his weaknesses.
Maino's a poor athlete at the moment. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but he's a poor athlete at covering ground, things like that. He's very young. So, but the other thing is, they have to protect the ball and have wiggle room with waist. And I don't think. Look, more importantly, Mainu can score goals. Yeah. Like you've seen him in that left hand half space against Wolves. Like he can score goals, so get him in those positions. But in terms of a double pivot, Casemiro and Ugarte are probably the best match because One of them is good in the air. One of them's got legs and good on the ground. I think that Bruno.
Don't be surprised if you say a player I'm about to mention.
Who?
Lindelof.
Lindelof.
He likes Lindelof, I think.
I don't. It's not that I like Lindelof. It's like
no. I mean,
listen, I'm just saying. Like something told me, like
Lindelof.
This is Lindelof. This is the year we're gonna see a lot of Lindelof, and we're gonna say why.
I agree. I think that basically since Ruud has come in, Lindelof has featured in every single game, and Lindelof has a background in Portuguese football. Like it was at Benfica. He
played in Benfica. He was playing more of a DM and right back at Benfica.
Yeah, I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if Lindelof featured a lot in this scene, because sometimes you just want a player that you can trust, that does the principles. You know, it's why McTominay played for every single manager. Yeah. It's because he did what they asked them to do. Lindelof starting under Ruud pretty much every game, being the guy that Ruud brought on to sort out Caicedo and Labia. I don't think that's the worst shout in the world, that Lindelof won't be used like quite a lot. And I know he's terrible aerially, but he's a decent passer.
Can I tell you something? Every time we have Lindelof on the pitch, I feel like he's just nervous. He's just like,
yes, that is true.
Yeah, he's just like.
But don't put him in center back. Put him at the Diabre. Utilize his passing.
You think he can receive the ball at the angles?
He can receive the ball.
What? Oh my!
I don't.
Because I think like he only has better passing than all our center back. That's the only thing that he has better than all our center back is his passing.
Well, Martinez is a better distributor of the ball than he is, but it's like
what, you're right. Martinez is, but like Martinez.
When you play in midfield, Olmo, you've got to be able to take the ball from all different like passes, and like if I'm sitting next to like a centre back or a full back in midfield, I'm going to tell them to bugger off, because they don't know how to take the ball. They don't know how to take contact. They don't know. There's so much stuff that they don't know, and that is at the level that I play at. I can't imagine that like Christian Eriksen is going to look at like Lindelof and think, yes, that is a technical ball player who sees the spaces that need to be attacked and manipulated.
Listen, this is Amar has the hardest job in the world.
Yeah, I mean the thing is I think Casemiro is probably.
I already sent him my book to read.
Yeah,
so he knows what to do.
Anyway, guys, let's wrap up on this conversation, because like I feel like my brain is exploding now. I'm imagining Lindelof in the middle in a double pivot, and
with Bruno at left wing back.
And Bruno at left wing back. Like I don't know how we got here, but we got here. You know, and it's part of the unscripted flow of this conversation, and I like it. I've been enjoying every step of it, but now I've got to that point where I'm like, guys, let Amarim, like he says, crazy stuff. Today we've heard all craziness, but let's let Amarim cook, and let's see how he lines up his ingredients, and it's not too far away.
I'm gonna get Simba with a hot take. You ready?
I am ready, sir.
I'm gonna add my word with a striker, so you Simba me after that. Amaran is gonna turn Marcus Rashford into a striker.
I was about to say, but like I actually feel like he might be the guy to help Rashford get to where. I'm with you. I'm with you on this, because
I'm kind of with you on that as well.
Yeah. Because Rashford, he doesn't have the blistering pace that he used to have, but he is in a place where like he should have the muscle power to be able to. You saw that goal that Gyökeres scored, just fending off what's his name, Pussy.
Simpson Pussy.
Yeah, Pussy. Sorry, we're tipsy. I'm tipsy. Let me speak for myself. But like the main thing is like Rashford should be able to execute what Gyökeres did, and if if at all, Amarim is the thing. If at all he's about his work, he can be able to turn Rashford into that, because Rashford does have some ingredients that like are useful to an Amarim system, especially if he's trying to play that sort of way where Sporting was playing versus Liverpool, even though versus Man City, pardon me. Even though what he said in the press conference was that Manchester United should not be playing like this versus City, it made me think otherwise. It made me feel like, oh, maybe this guy has a different vision for the club. He wants us not to be the underdog versus Man City. He wants us to be the team that's taking Man City to the sword. And that I will actually be more excited about. But, you know, for now, when he comes in on Sunday, he has to figure out what his ideas are and how he can marry and those ideas to the tools and the players that we have and the skill sets that they have. Because that was one big thing about Ten Hag that I just didn't understand. Like, it's like, bro, look at your players' weaknesses, look at what their capabilities, and you have to find a compromise between your ideas and what they can do, you know? Anyway, that is all I have to say on that. I know Bali Tech and Dr. NHS are fast asleep. So
No, I'm awake. I've been silent the whole time because my head hurts.
Bruno left wing back, gotta make your head hurt.
No, I was gonna say something, then I said, nah, let everybody start talking because Maguire, Shaw, and Jura at the back.
Absolutely.
Doctor, how did you stay awake through all of that?
No, you see, I was just about to fall asleep. Then I heard those three names, and my eyes went, "Wait, what did I hear?
What the hell? Is this a nightmare?"
Bath time.
Hello.
It is almost 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
You have me up at 3 a.m. here in London.
Yeah. This is some crazy ideas that you put forward today. But anyway, this is the right forum for it, I guess.
I might be wrong. Like, I probably am. But we'll the proof is always in the pudding.
We'll see.
You make predictions based on your understanding of something, and then when you get the results, you change your understanding. But that's what I'm going for at the moment. All right, Pappy, we need to have a chat. Let's sort this out.
Definitely. I'm especially curious about the Monday conversation.
This is what I want to talk to you about. Do you want to do it like behind the scenes or now?
No, we can do it behind the scenes because it's been 3 hours, and I just want to say big up to. Still have about 15 people tuned in, which is impressive.
Yeah,
and
we actually didn't do the preview for Sunday's
match.
I know. We spoke about everything except Sunday's match.
I guess we're gonna have to do it tomorrow, Doctor, because there's no way.
Are we doing a watch along for anything on tomorrow?
Oh yeah, tomorrow. Hold on, let's just double check who's playing tomorrow morning. Oh well, my tomorrow morning, your afternoon.
Brighton City. It's at 5:30 UK time.
There's
Liverpool.
Isn't it?
Oh, there's Liverpool Villa.
Oh fuck yeah!
At 8 p.m.
Hell yeah! Definitely.
I'm hoping Brighton do something.
Yes. No, we need them to lose. They're our rivals at the moment.
Who, Brighton?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't need City to win 5 in a row now.
No,
they weren't points deduction.
I need Villa. I need Liverpool to drop points. So Villa has to stand up.
Brighton do something for us. Villa do something for us, and we.
No, do you know what? That does nothing for us.
No, but like our rivals.
Yeah, and
our rivals are bloody like Everton.
The only rivals I know is Liverpool, and City.
I'm like Ronald earlier on, who's like top 6 is including.
Yeah. Oh no, we're gonna make top 6. Bare minimum 6.
Doctor, I hope
if we don't look, I really feel like we're gonna somehow sneak into top 4. But I'll be all right if we're 5th or 6th.
Spurs, Brighton winning on that basis.
Oh no, Spurs. Yeah, no. This is still the first half of the season. I feel like we can catch up. Spurs is gonna do Spursy things and lose every game from January
They
onwards.
finished
It's what they
above us
do.
5 out of the last 6 years.
Yeah, but we. The point is, from January all the way to May, they
Yeah.
lose more frequently than they would. But they lose and they drop points like crazy.
Yeah, but
It's a
so do
fact.
we.
Yeah, but
Honestly,
like
like,
still,
you
I
have to
have more
put
faith in
Arsenal, Liverpool, City out. They live in a different country to us at the moment. We're going to get
Yeah.
there, right? But
We
we've got to
still
do
need
border
visa
crossing.
last time.
We
We
know
his application.
Exactly,
We
but
know
we're fighting
Nottingham.
with Spurs and
Yeah.
We
Aston
know
Villa
Nottingham
for
Forest are
that
going to
visa.
definitely drop. We
Yeah.
know that Nottingham Forest is going to drop because they haven't met. They've only met Liverpool so far. After tomorrow's game, the next big six is Arsenal, then they have Ipswich, and then Man City. Then they meet us.
Yeah,
Then
but
Villa. So they're gonna drop points.
I mean, they're
that's
playing
fine. But Villa
Newcastle
Spurs,
this weekend,
you
right?
want them to lose.
Yeah.
They're playing Newcastle this weekend. If they beat Newcastle, guys, we have to start.
They're gonna do. They might do a Leicester.
They're likely to beat Newcastle. Like Jose's
They might
likely to
pull a
come back
Leicester
at
City.
Newcastle.
They put some respect on Forrest's name, Elanga and all them guys.
They have
over
the
there.
fastest attack in the
Hudson
Premier
Odoi
League.
and do
Hudson
you know
Odoi,
what?
yeah.
This
Chris
is
Wood.
hypothetical, and this is just 10 games after everything has started. If Nottingham Forest win this year, I won't be mad. I will
Win
not
what?
be mad. Win the Premier League. I
That
won't
would be
be mad.
amazing.
I would celebrate. Elanga
Did
and
you
Hudson
celebrate when
Odoi.
Leicester won?
I was actually happy. I didn't celebrate, but I was like,
It
power to the
made me
people.
feel good. Spurs didn't win. That's
Yeah,
why.
I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Spurs.
If we can't
just-
win, I want Southampton to win.
Oh my God!
All right. Let's end it right there. Bus time, big up. That's a good point to end the conversation.
Balitek probably fell asleep because
Bali- in his dreams, he's just been listening to us, right?
yeah.
And he heard Bruno and left wing. He's gonna wake up with crazy opinions tomorrow, and
Yeah.
wonder where he got him from. Bruno left wing back, like that. That's wild. That's wild, Doctor.
Wild.
Yeah,
Tomorrow
thank you for being on
or
this.
today, later on today.
Later
'Cause
on
it's three.
today, we'll be there for the Brighton City game. So big up yourself. Thank you for being
You too.
a part of this conversation. Have yourself a good night. All right.
I will.
All right. And Bali Tech, I know you're sleeping. Bruno, left wing back. He's gonna wake up with a crazy idea to that. Oh gosh. Anyway, big up to Angry Frank came in. Says he's big, he's red, his feet stick out like the bed. Rasmus. Yes, Rasmus Hoyland. Big up Rasmus Hoyland. Big up to Lucky. Big up to Brash for keeping the chat alive. Shout out to Francium as well. You know, what a crazy long conversation. Benidre as well, who was here. I appreciate you and everybody that shared their opinion earlier on in the chat. I saw Yale saying, I think Ruud is done at United after Sunday game. We shall see. Sunday is just like the end of the weekend. We'll be there. Breaking news: Vanessa Roy taking Xerxes misses. Oh no, I forgot to ask Doctor about Xerxes misses. I really wanted to see a picture of Xerxes misses. You know. Well, maybe it's a good thing. 3 hours plus. Big up everyone. Doctor says I'm still here. Oh no, doctor. I sent it. Oh, okay. All right. We gotta check out Xerxes misses before we go to bed. All right. Let's see. The reason why we brought up Xerxes, why did we bring up Xerxes misses? Oh gosh, Doctor, help. How do we get
we got there because I don't know who said it, but this
Ruud.
is all alleged. Yes.
Yes.
Let me put
It
it
was
out there. This is
Connie
all.
who's asleep.
Yes.
Yes.
This is all alleged. Please, the lawyers don't come for us, okay?
Yes.
This is all alleged.
Allegedly speaking.
Allegedly speaking.
Yes.
But apparently Ruud is checking for her. Number one, from what I can see, she's based in Los Angeles. She a model.
Oh.
So I don't know. I don't
Okay.
relationship. This is
Long distance ain't easy. Doctor asked me, long distance ain't easy. Wait. Let's see if we can find her Insta. I'm gonna share the screen. Hold on. Wow. I know Brush. I know there's some people that might appreciate this. Pardon me. Let's see. Okay, so Xerxes misses. Let's see. Here we go. So how do I share screen again? Wow. It's the alcohol kicked in that much. I can share screen. There we go. Boom. All right. Boom. There we go. Boom. All right. So this apparently this is the reason why Ruud Van Nistelrooy don't want to leave Manchester. Big up to Robert, who's in the in the chat. You've been lurking. Big up to you, Robert. It's your first. It's my first time seeing you in the chat, so you're welcome to this community. And please don't forget to subscribe. It's the Lee Gunner work rate. You're right. You're right. Did we meet through Lee Gunner, by the way, Robert? Either way, I appreciate that the YouTube streets have made us meet. Let us take a moment to appreciate why or the goals that Xerxes scoring off screen. If you know, you know. So so wait, how do I hit this? See profile. Selena. Oh, okay.
Oh my God.
Okay. He's not a false 9.5.
No.
No. Oh, wow. Okay. This is where the goals have gone. Wow. At least he can score off the field. Brash, you crazy. Robert says I subbed after Lee and Faz's cooking. Yeah, big up, Robert. But this is crazy. By the way, Robert, we're working on Lee Gunner. Lee Gunner said he's gonna have me on the channel soon, so look out for that. But look at Xerxes. This is where the wow. Respect. She is gorgeous. Doctor.
I'm looking at it on my phone right now. You know what? I can't complain.
Even though should I hit follow? I gotta hit follow. Oh,
I really want to follow, but like I'm like, do you really want random people following you like that?
No,
She's probably wondering why.
But still though, oh, that picture.
She's gonna get a whole hell of a lot of followers now, and she'll be like, "Why are these people following me?
How did we get here? What? Wow! No. Goals, Xerxes, my man. I see where the pace has been going. So shout out to Xerxes. Can she do it in February away? No, and a night still. Bath time. That is my striker right there. Big up to Jay-Z, man. He is, yeah. Respect to Xerxes. But you said, so Doctor, you said this is a long distance relationship.
From what I see. Because on her you can put on your profile that you live in LA, but you're not really there. So I don't know.
There's a
guys, whoever is watching, I don't know. We don't know their relationship. It is not us.
Doctor, LA, Los Angeles is there's a reason why they call it Los Angeles.
Yeah.
You know?
There's-
Yeah. We'll leave it right there. So Xerxes scores, it just doesn't show.
Get right here, man.
Robert. You wild for that one. Vibe says, why are you checking out his wife at 3 a.m.? Bro, you know, we started the show with this 3 hours ago. So unfortunately, you know, we have to make sure we close all the, all the loopholes in the conversation. You know, Wow. Thank you, Doctor, for sharing this. I'm gonna do some more research now. It's time for us to do the Lord's work. Anyway, big up to everybody that tuned in. Big up to Bath Time. Big up to Valley Tech, Dr. NHS. Big up to Benidre, Ronald, everybody that pulled up to the stream, man. This is what it's all about. If this was your first time on a Friday on the channel, we always do this. We play a quiz and then we have a post quiz hangout, and the conversation goes wherever it goes. You know, it's nothing really. Are you sure it's just research? I'm not gonna say if I speak, Doctor. USA time zone says never miss Rob. Big up to you and all the legends that have hit the like button. I appreciate you guys. It's time for me to also hear what Faz said. Apparently, you know, some people in the chat were saying, yeah, Faz is out here saying some things. So it's time to see all that. Anyway, at the end of the day, tomorrow we'll be here for Brighton, Manchester City. That match, we don't want to miss it. Hopefully Brighton can do something good for us. And also, what's the other game again? Is it Nottingham Forest? No, it's not Nottingham Forest. It was Liverpool at Villa. That's also gotta be a good matchup. Slot Vol versus Good Evening. We will be here. Hit the notification bell, and just like that, we are out of here. Peace, love, happiness, and gratitude to you. My name is Botswana Papi. This is the Football Power Hour. We out. Peace.
Football Power Hour.